Okay, this should be on actually, and this should be working because the whatever you call those things that pop up, the audio mixers, well, the green bars on the audio mixer are pointing all the way up. Things are moving, streams are streaming. I don't think I dropped any frames. Welcome, how are you? Welcome to this previously unannounced stream. Oh yeah, there's a lot of, there's a lot of noise happening all of a sudden on this cable. But hey, Japoko12, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. If you're expecting scoops, well, what can I tell you? I think there's not much more to be scooped for for at least Midnight Sun. However, what is going to happen is, well, we're going to be talking a bit about Worlds 2022, and we might be doing a few predictions, what have you. You could call it this way, right? I mean, we're going to be building decks, we're going to be talking about different interesting things, but for sure there shall be a bit of a chat regarding Worlds 2022, because this is happening faster than you actually think. So I know October, I know not everybody will be able to go, and there will be a bit more about that as well, but you will absolutely be able to talk about it, experience it live. I assume live as in online. That's a plan, and we're going to be talking about it as well. Oh, it's secretly Baramu. That is sneaky. How dare you? I'm going to have something for you as well, Baram, because well, what can I say? You've been there a while ago for some lockdown action, and I'm going to be talking about it as well. There's going to be generally a lot of talking by me. If you want to join, if you have things to say, of course, there's the chat. I'm going to be paying more attention to the chat today than usually on streams where we have chats on. So by all means, be interactive on the chat. There will be raffles. And I'm not kidding, there shall be raffles. The raffles are back. 2 words for you: circuit opener. So raffles will definitely be happening with a particular theme. So yeah, the circuit opener theme is gonna be in there. I have some shiny cards here called Chiashi and Afshar that will be flying your way if you want to. Saya, dobry wieczór. ADM Robo, you're not in disguise. Welcome. And yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Let's release some new cards and immediately ban them for lockdown. Well, should I stay with this? Should I actually stay with this theme and keep going about lockdown? I think very, very, very quickly there's a very quick update going your way, just to make sure you know what's up, and I don't want to miss that part. And I'm pretty sure you already have an idea of what is going on, because you are following different places and different spaces. But just to make sure that this is actually on your radar and you're not missing out, in case you're confused a bitsy bit, okay? Just to make sure that this is actually a thing that you know of. I'm trying to make sure that things are visible. Yes, they are. Haven't done streaming in quite a while, huh? But yeah, as you know, and this is as of Friday, so this, again, this is not that long ago. Midnight Sun is out now. 65 new cards, a lot of them spoiled and scooped and whatnot in many, many different places online. I was a part of that as well. I was very, very happy to be a part of this. I got some Wayland cards. Sorry, Wayland, what am I saying? That's just my corpse side speaking, sorry. I got some Anarch cards to spoil, but a lot of great folks around the webs, and not only, got to spoil things for you. And the scoops are over, at least for a while. Everybody involved in the scoops was very excited to be a part of it. All the people synchronizing and making sure that the scoops go out as well. Definitely happy to have them all out. You do know all the cards, you do know what they do now, and you've been probably at it for a while. It's time to deck build, theory craft and whatnot, and there will be some deck building later on today as well with your participation, I hope, because I'm totally crap at that thing. You know, so that you know that. But yeah, all the new cards are out. Some of them you've actually seen in action for quite a while. Revolver, for example. Hello there, Sanjay. By the way, Sanjay, great stream on Saturday, that was yesterday. And if you've missed Sanjay's stream, you can just go to Project Nisei on Twitch or twitch.tv/Project Nisei, where Sanjay was hosting Anzakai and the Rules team, talking about, well, Midnight Sun. Probably not only, I actually haven't seen this stream just yet. I'm recovering from a sunburn, so I'm redder than a hot Anarch card, and I'm not kidding. But I'm applying, I'm getting cream applied on this, and I'm definitely healing, so who knows, maybe I'll be actually fit for action soon. Anyway, scrolling down all those lovely cards, and I'm personally, privately, more excited about this side of the thing, the one that starts with a C. You know, Corpse. Corpse are always fun. For me, runners are just solving puzzles, but Corpse are the puzzle. So there's a ton of good stuff here. You know it. I almost know it. I'm gonna be counting on you helping me. And the green side of things here is what excites me. But if, and this is what I'm scrolling down here for, if you've been wondering why the heck are things not visible on certain websites for Nisei, because they disappeared, and we're talking Midnight Sun here, there's a fix at work, or in the works, so to speak. Basically, some cards are getting last minute updated with some small graphical bits that were missing. Some visual bits fell off the printing press, the virtual printing press, and they just have to be touched up very, very quickly. And they were actually so good at finding those things, the folks behind it. But I can, for example, tell you that some cards visible on the screen here have an issue on them visually, and they're gonna be updated and fixed just to make sure that they are actually looking 100% the way they should and the way the other cards of the same type do. I'm not gonna go into the details, but just saying, in case you're wondering why can't I get my, for example, DTC order just in place just yet, don't worry, we're on it. People are on it. Folks behind the storefronts in our on-demand print shops or print agencies or print what have yous, they're working on it. Probably tomorrow more than today, because it's a Sunday, let's be honest, in many places. So people are busy being relaxed. But we're definitely aware of this. The people responsible for this are aware of this, and they definitely are troubleshooting this as we speak, or have troubleshot it already. That's a weird way of saying this, right? Well, anyway, without further ado, I should actually release the hounds, right? So let's try. I haven't pressed this button in so long that I have no idea if this is gonna work out. But let's see what happens. Will it explode? No, it says actually it started. Let's see. This is only, unfortunately, for the folks on Twitch. But if you're in a Twitch chat, the raffle command should work. So a triple set of Chiashis or a triple set of Afshars, or basically a full playset of these in the circuit opener version by the one and only Creme Bleu is yours for the taking if you take part in the raffle and you win in around 20 minutes. You'll be able to choose one of these, and I'll be sending it for you. No strings attached? No, I don't think so. I'm not going to be attaching any strings to the envelopes, so they're going to get to you as fast as the post office works, globally speaking. Of course, you're more than welcome to go to the PNP page on Nisei.net and just say, hey, I would actually like to get these cards printed on my own, and you should, if you so desire. If you don't want to get, oh, actually no, sorry, not these. Well, I'm kidding. But did I just scoop to you that we're gonna put these on the print and play page? No, I haven't. Sorry, that was a bad ruse. That was a bad core bruise. So your only opportunity to get these right now is take part in the raffle, or well, go to a circuit opener. And this is another good thing that I want to talk about very, very quickly, and this is a nice segue to jump over to my probably favorite part of the community pages we have, and there's quite a few, thanks to our community being so awesome and building tools. Thanks to Necro, we have the absolutely mind-boggling Always Be Running, where there's a whole history of tournaments happening. backwards and forwards. So we have a lot of upcoming tournaments, and look at all the circuit openers happening. This is sweet. I'm really looking forward to this. Is the raffle working, by the way? I hope it is, right? You're getting the command in, it works. If it doesn't work, shout on me on the chat, and I'm going to try and figure out why Streamlabs is not doing the right way, what it should, but it seems to be working. Yeah, there is a bit of a delay, so apologies for that, but it should be working. But yeah, circuit openers. Tournaments basically meant for you to just jump in, have fun, and play with whatever you want, based on the format that's, of course, announced. For example, 24th, that's like, what, today? Yeah, 24th of July. This is already on, right? Kizra is organizing a tournament in New York. So if you're anywhere near New York, you should totally jump in there, and you're able to get some really cool prizes from the 2022 circuit opener with the version that has Hakarl and whatnot in it. Did I actually do it wrong? Did I tell you the prizes are not the right ones? Terrible. Okay, let's just scroll. See, this is me going back. Oh, this is the GNK. I'm terrible. This is Game Night Kit fixing. Hello, JK Lawlings. See, there we go. I haven't streamed in so long, and I haven't been serious about things for so long that now I'm just meshing stuff up. But, well, you're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. This is gonna happen. This is not the circuit opener version. There is no circuit opener version. We're looking at these lovelies. The 2022 Q1 Game Nat Kit. Well, okay. They're still awesome, right? I mean, you can get this, or you can get this. Who wouldn't like any of these? Well, you should. You should get some of that action right now and get into the raffle. Okay. Anyway, me messing around is basically, and getting things wrong is a sacred tradition as well. So, as I was saying, always be running. Do check the upcoming tab. There's more and more events happening. And hopefully they're going to be close to you. If they're not close to you, but actually there's so much. I mean, look at this. There's Vienna, there's Brooklyn, there's San Francisco, Katowice, which is... I used to live, like, right next to it. Randburg, Ultimo. Where the heck is Ultimo? Is that Australia? It's Australia. I love the name Ultimo. That's, like, the last. Well, anyway, Torino, Ultimo, they could be neighbors. You have Delaware, Brighton, Enschede, and you have things online. Oh, spoiler alert. Okay, this is not a scoop. But you will actually be able to win some stuff here as well. So yeah, let's just jump into this, shall we? First of all, the one that I'm probably a bit more excited about, and well, not I'm evenly and eagerly excited about both of these, but this is the one that I kind of see a bit more of a future for, because it's a bit easier to get into. The Startup Plus League. We did have a day one a while ago. I think it was in oh, I didn't update the ban list. Let me do it live. Nothing to see here. There we go. Done. So I did have a Startup Plus League day one, the game day one, a while ago. I think it was March or April. And then there was basically a whole summer and a bunch of different things happening, and a bunch of well, events taking me away from organizing stuff, taking me away from Netrunner in general, and I'm coming slowly back for sure. And this is one of the steps to get back into it. The 31st of July, the local time is this for me. So this is Central European time, or Madrid time, or Barcelona time, or what have you. Paris has the same time, or Berlin. London is a bit different. I'm sorry, London. It's not my fault time zones exist, and if I could, I would just delete them all. But anyway, this is the starting time. You can sign up with decks that you create on the day almost, to be honest. There's no preliminary signups required. You just have to register your deck using this particular form here, and I hope it's working. If it's not, you're gonna tell me, right? But yeah, there are some things in here. Not gonna be walking you through this, because you can always ping me later if I mess something up. As I said, sacred tradition. What else do you need? You just need access to jinteki.net. You should be on Discord. You don't have to do voice comms. Not at all. But to be on Discord is good for the tournament because then we can just synchronize things, talk about stuff. I can give you the rules. I can update you as much as necessary and so on and so forth. 4 Swiss rounds, 60 minutes maximum each. Because we're playing online, this is going to be a bit faster than the standard tournament, 65 or 70 minutes. If people decide that 60 minutes is not enough, we might be tweaking this around a bit. But 60 minutes usually is enough. But like I said, we'll see what folks say. Oh, hey there, Mike. Good to see you. You're the only viewer on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, alone in a sea of Twitch loyalists. YouTube is basically not that good for me, I would say. But don't worry about that. YouTube is just YouTube. That's it. As long as you're watching anywhere on this planet, that's good. Yeah, 4 Swiss rounds, 60 minutes each, maybe 65 if you convince me to do so. The deck building rules are the twist here. So this is Startup Plus 1.1. Why is it 1.1? Because the first one was in the good old days before Midnight Sun. Now we have Midnight Sun here, so Startup Plus 1.1 uses the current startup card pool, which is System Gateway, System Update 2021, Ashes Downfall, Ashes Uprising, and Borealis Midnight Sun. You are able to bring all these cards to the table, and you are also allowed to bring a non-startup but standard legal ID. So it has to be standard legal, nothing eternal, please. And same for runners. And a single playset of a non-startup but standard legal card. One for Corp and one for Runner. So you'll be able to, you know, spice it up a bit. This is the plus in the name. And generally everything else is quite legit. You have to stick to startup, the new startup, let's call it this way. And the deck lists will not be public. Because I don't want people to you know, spill their secrets. I want people to have fun with this. You can bring the wildest, the weirdest, non-working decks you can think of, or you can bring something rock solid, absolutely powerful, that's going to blow your opponents out of the water and whatnot, and just bring it and do what, for example, Armin Firecracker did at Game Day 1, where we had Smoke and Ag Infusion just going for a 100% streak. Not a single game lost, okay? Well, I mean, and those decks are online. You can look them up on Netrunner DB, which is where we're going to be heading to at some point. But anyway, this is Startup Plus League Game Day 2 happening quite soon, which is Sunday, I hear. Yeah. And then the other event we have in the pipeline is Lockdown number 19. And this is a bit of a... Well, this is a bit of a trickier pony for everybody involved or interested in it. Some hardcore folks who have been playing Lockdown quite a while, they know what's up. And why am I only giving you a week? Well, because, again, Lockdown 18 has been... Oof, I don't even remember the month, but it's been a while ago. And the new cards are down, so, well, this is just inviting you to go a bit fast on the deck building front and just kit bash something together and bring it on. And I hope you're gonna have fun with this. Again, this is not a very serious tournament. We're having fun mostly with it. Oh yeah, I can actually be looking things up here. Lockdown 18 was in March. Jeez, it's been a while, so it's like 4 months of a break. Longer than summer holidays for students, for example, in many places. But this format is a bit more involved. You do require a few more steps to be in it. Minus, of course, the stable internet connection and access to jinteki.net and Discord as well. You should be able to play 4 Swiss rounds of 65 minutes each. This has the 5 extra minutes because the card pool is a bit bigger. The plays might be a bit jankier. Who knows? With breaks and whatnot. We might be going for a top cut phase if folks decide to have this. The top cut will probably be a top 3 cut or a top 4 cut. We'll see. Again, this is all open to discussion between the people at the tournament on the day. And this is what I really like. The community has been, the people participating have been absolutely lovely about it. Everybody's just having a good time. It's probably the most relaxed weird, wild tournament online that I ran, and it's coming back, hopefully. Looking forward to you signing up. But the fun part, of course, is the ID choice and deck building restrictions. And this is where it gets really tricky for some people. But generally, you have up to 10 points to distribute on your IDs. And those IDs have different points. And when I say ID, I of course mean identity, not intentional draws. And the higher you go on the points, the more chances your opponents will have to actually score a lower score when they put together their decks with their IDs. So the more points you spend on the IDs, the more powerful they will be. And if you go for cheaper IDs, they're going to be less powerful, but you will get a tiebreaker. So if you, for example, tie for the points in a round, but your IDs cost less as a sum than the IDs of your opponent with the same score, you're going to be ranked higher. Why should you care about ranking? Because being a participant in the tournament gives you lockdown points. And then at the end of the season, which is around the corner, but you can still get your points, you will be able to choose from a prize pool based on your final placement. I'm not going to be going into the who is where and how and why on the lockdown prize list right now, but you're also more than welcome to submit your suggestions for prizes, for sure. I should be actually updating this. Whoops. Well, anyway, let's see how many people sign up, and then I'm going to be updating things and checking with the people who sign up. I usually get quite fast with replying online. You can count on me replying to you within 24 hours, depending on what's going on in my life or in yours. The banned cards, well, of course, the new standard ban list has been out for a bit, so you should already know it. But there are some additional cards. I know that Cyberdeck Sandbox has already been banned, so it's kind of double banned. We're just making sure it's double banned, don't worry. I mean, I'm just making sure that people don't skip it. But yeah, quite a few cards banned on the Corp side. Do remember that these bans are custom. So they are on top of the standard ban list. You have to make sure that none of your cards look like any of these mentioned here, and the standard ban list is of course observed as well. And then this is the Corp ID cost. So as you can see, controlling the message back in the day, and this is basically kind of a stock market for Corps, it was on top because the lockdown meta is a bit different, I kid you not. It's not your average standard meta because of the custom ban lists on both sides. Yeah, people play differently, people bring in experiments. I'm pretty sure that folks in the chat who have played Lockdown or in the community who have played Lockdown, they can tell you some fun stories. There are streams of Lockdown, of course, on YouTube as well to look up. Do that, and definitely there shall be some funds. If you sign up, don't worry about being too competitive. It's more about being this scientist in a lab and putting things together and seeing how they work. But anyway, another important, interesting thing, OB Super Heavy Logistics and Pravdivos Consulting are in. So they're priced at 5, just to make sure that you can play them without any problems if you want to mix them with the new runner IDs as well. And I'm really excited to see where people bring Lockdown with the balance we have and whatnot for the Corp side. And then for the runner, same goes. Oh yeah, one extra special mention about this particular lovely ID, New Angelus Soul, because it works on current cards and it's still theoretically legal. It has a -1 value for the points, so you actually get to lower your runner score by 1 if you play New Angelus Soul, because other than being NBN, it doesn't give you anything. And giving you the NBN option, I don't know if that's actually worth any points, right? NBN just plain bad. Sorry, NBN folks, kidding. Poking you with a big stick. And then yeah, the banned runner cards, again, some things you might be going like, oh, this is banned. Yes, indeed it is. As you can see, I haven't banned here, or the community for Lockdown hasn't banned any new cards. So again, everything goes, or anything goes with Midnight Sun cards, and the new runners are here for you to use. You have Padma, you have Esa, you have Nusha, they're all here, so you're more than welcome to use them. In the tournament, they're all priced at 5 points. You might as well mix them with the new Corp IDs on the other side, or you can just decide, hey, I want to play something I know and love from a different set of things. Or maybe you want to play New Angelus Soul. Go for it. It's there for you for the taking. But yeah. The prizes, like I already mentioned, they're community sponsored and whatnot. Huge thanks to everybody, by the way, who's been in any way whatsoever, be it support, moral support, cool tools and whatnot, who has been supporting what I've been doing for a while, because this started basically in the pandemic season. The first pandemic season, that was 2000 and, what was it, 19, 20, 21, who remembers? But in March. And it's been going since, and that's why the title is, of course, the name of the series is Lockdown. This is number 19. They're not very regular, as you can guess, but we're getting close to the end of the second season, and then the third season is going to be a bit different. So really looking forward to you getting in on the action. Do take a look at the website. As I already mentioned in some places, if there's something missing or you have no idea why it's there, or some of the information is confusingly incorrect, do let me know. Chances are it's actually confusingly incorrect because of me not doing the right thing. And again, why is the ban list not updated? I do remember changing this. Well, anyway, fixed. Already on the right MWL. Is it still even called MWL most wanted list? Shouldn't this be changed? Necro, hey. Anyway, huge thanks to Necro for running this website. Okay, how are we doing on the giveaway? Has everybody raffled already? I know I'm pretty confusing. You still have 4 minutes to raffle. Just enter the raffle, please. I mean, not raffle, please. Exclamation mark and raffle, and you are able to win either the Chiyashis or the Afshars from the GNK, not from the circuit opener. You know, shame on me for not checking exactly what it is. I'm learning as we go here, right? It's kind of a reboot for me after 4 very busy, very interesting, very hot months, and I am suffering from a sunburn right now, so if I start saying funny things, don't worry. I promise I won't say any funny things. It will all be terribly, terribly serious. So, without further ado, what else do we have on the agenda? Because there will be more giveaways, I kid you not. Whoops, this is not working the way it should. Maybe I should be resetting this, or maybe I shouldn't be resetting this. Well... let's jump here then. What I'm hoping to do right now, if the websites that are responsible for doing the right thing are actually going to work, is do a bit of a catch-up, because, and I kid you not, I haven't been touching too many Netrunner cards in the last 4 months. Was I waiting for Midnight Sun to drop? Yes. Were there no tournaments around me because people were busy with other things like, you know, work and family and whatnot? Yes, for sure. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually building some decks with you on the stream. Should we be testing this straight away? I'm not so sure. I'd rather get you all involved in discussing the things that we have seen so far after the season of scoops, and some people have been already graciously and very invitingly sharing their thoughts and their ideas, not only on their own streams or podcasts, but also on Netrunner DB. And this is where we're going to be digging into today. Netrunner DB is going to be our main source of truth. Truth? Well, okay, I don't know if this is going to be truth, but it's definitely going to be a place for us to go and discover some interesting things. The 65 cards that have arrived with Midnight Sun most likely will be shaking the meta up quite a bit with some innovative, interesting mechanics. Hello, Sabotage. Hello, what was your name again? Charge, right? And also, they will definitely be opening options for people to go a bit beyond their usual playstyles, because there are more and more toys on the table. And I need you to jump into this with me and build some decks. But also look at the decks that we have seen online. And I'm really lucky, I have to tell you, because, unless I'm really wrong... Oh wait, no, sorry. First, let's give the... Yeah, let's have the giveaway just tick down another minute. And let's just raffle away the first set of prizes. And in the meantime, chat, because I've been babbling for quite a while, how have you been, and what cool decks do you have, and who's gonna win? This is the important question. Who's gonna win Worlds 2022? This is the question for tonight. Startup ruminations are gonna happen as well because startup as a format is just getting expanded for now with the new cards. But who's gonna win Worlds 2022? I'm predicting, and not the person, of course. We're talking about the IDs. Let's call it the colors of the game or the factions in the game. Rotom repeat. Okay, well, Sanjay, you're not being, you're not being here much of a prophet, are you? Okay, the raffle is officially over. Okay, let's pull some people from a hat. Okay, Saya, gratulacje, as we say it. But yeah, congratulations, Saya. You're gonna be getting those things sent to you. That's not too bad for Sunday evening, I hope. And I'm gonna change the text right now because it is very, very confusing for moi as well. So this is GNK Q1 22. That's what it is. Silly me. Okay. Yes, okay. Please contact me, by the way, with your information regarding the postage, and I will happily send it your way. And we're gonna start the next one in a second. Yeah, I should probably start the next one in a second. But in the meantime, okay, folks saying Rotom Appliance is gonna come back and win again. Are you sure? I mean, you know, we do have quite a few new players in the house, and they will have new cards, and hopefully... I know we're kind of betting all the old guard in a way, or on the people who have been around for quite a while, but let's just... Okay, let's do a bit of digging. So I'm gonna be doing the digging in the background. Seabay is saying, I don't know about the ID, but I'm pretty sure the deck will have a turtle in it. That sounds like an interesting theory. For those not in the know about turtles, Aumakua is the card, or is the name of the game, for a lot of players who think that with many a new card out there, they will be able to power the turtle up a bit more. I wish them all the best, but let's just see Worlds. Let's just see Worlds. World Championship. Where was that? World Championship, yes. Results. Yes, the World Championship 2021. Looking stuff up still, because that was what happened last. Okay, this was not Lockdown. Lockdown is still not World Championship. As much as I would love it to be, it is not. So let's take a look. Let's bring stuff onto the screen. Why is this displayed the wrong way? Please, Computron. Why you don't cooperate with me? Okay, let's try and bring it back this way. It is working. Success. Well, anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at what has been dropped in different places. Pablo, hey, welcome to the YouTube family. You should join on Twitch, because then you'll be able to get into the raffle. Oh yeah, speaking of raffles, time to raffle stuff away. 3 times Chiashi or 3 times Afshar, okay? So Saya, you have to tell me if it's Afshar or Chiashi for you. Still raffling away. This should be starting on Twitch only, I'm so sorry. And I'm just gonna have a sip of water. And I did fix the description, so you should know that this is GNK Q1 2022 version. This is the thing: if you don't have much of a movement in your OP area, environment, and whatnot. Although we will have Nats in, we'll have the national championship in Spain happening soon, so this is great. Jaime, welcome. Yeah, watching stream on YouTube is very anarch. I mean, it's totally anarch. Sanjay going, has Aumakua ever won Worlds? Weird if it hasn't, but I can think of a Worlds winning deck with Aumakua. Yeah, this is a good one. It depends a lot of Aumakua. I'm not checking this one. This is like years ago. This is before several pandemics, several global conflicts and whatnot. We're looking at this thing here. So what did win last year's World Championship that we had online? It was great, even though it was a bit sad. It was an amazing thing to have. Well, basically, 44 cards PD, you can clearly say that this is fast, and medium to large max, you can clearly say that this is gonna be fast as well. We're gonna talk about it in a second. But then we have Gagarin, and but basically his max is all the way down, although Percomus on a damn good deck. Yeah, and then we have Saya, again, winning the raffle, because why not? Top 8 in the world, Clockwork Killer, great stuff, congratulations. Well, everybody here, everybody in the top, what was the number? I would say that everybody showing up in the top 201 did a very good job, you know? Like, the top 201 players at Worlds last year did an absolutely great job. Wasn't there myself, because, you know, just couldn't. But anyway... so yeah, let's take a look at the decks that did win last year's Worlds, okay? Because this is what happens. There's a huge competition, 201 people competing, having fun, throwing cards down, getting points, a lot of tragedy, drama, suspense, thrills and whatnot. And at the end of the day, there's only one person that can take, or one set of decks that can take the top spot. So this is what we got last year. Oh well, the description is there, and we're gonna go through the description because everybody only read it like 5 million times already, right? No, I mean, no. Let's reset the description reading. We're not gonna be talking about this. We're just gonna take a quick look at this deck, and you could say that how good of a strategy is taking a winning Worlds deck from last year and just saying, hey, oh yeah, I should be fixing this. This is not looking good for you. See, this is what happens when people start making streams after a while. Let's reset this and reset that and put things into place. I press a button, magic happens. Yeah, there we go. So, has anybody ever won the next year's Worlds by taking a deck from the last year's Worlds and switching some cards up? My question to you folks. In the meantime, I'm gonna go to always be running, and we're gonna take a quick look at the World Championship results. So think about this. In the meantime, I think there's a raffle going, so enter the raffle, please. I'm just gonna go back now. This is the World Championship. Okay, this should be on the previous tab. Oh shoot, I closed the wrong tab. Never mind, sorry. Here we are. So, let's open this. Let's open this. The Worlds 2018 count in a way. I mean, they potentially should, but no, actually, well. Okay, we do have the winners here also as miniatures. So maybe I don't even have to strain that much, huh? Okay, so the winners of Worlds. Let's go from 2019. We had the one and only Lord of Viruses, and that was Pinsel. And you know what? We're gonna check this. We're gonna go to... let's take a look. 2019, that's it, yeah. As created by the one and only Netscape Navigator, haha, back in the day. So Pinsel was first, and we had the Trash Panda, and we had the fully dedicated to efficiency, so HB, huh? HB ruling supreme all over the place. Was there an Amakwa here? Nope. But Freedom Kumalo won the day back then, and this was quite an exciting time for a lot of people. We did have quite a few cards shaking stuff up. I mean, you know, the first Nisei cards appeared and they did play a role in here. But look at this card, Stimhack. Remember this? Yeah, that's 2019, folks. That's, you know, this cannot fly anymore. But yeah. So, good old viruses and whatnot. That was the runner side, right? Then let's take a look at... where were we? 2020, okay? Again, what happened here? We had a bunch of people playing online, and then guess what? It's Anarch winning with... and this is the thing, Freedom Kumalo made second, okay? HB winning, of course, because sports, and I remember still watching that final and just going, sports! But yeah, Freedom did get in the top 4, so it's a different Freedom, of course, but yeah. But we had Hoshiko, and did Hoshiko have a particular turtle? No, but there was Consume, which is a card that appeared, and is Consume being repeated here? Like, seriously? Yeah, Consume is winning Worlds, folks. Okay, this is the trick. Put Consume in your decks. This card is gonna win you big times, okay? HQ interface versus Amakua. We could actually just... we could be comparing decks, right? Compare with other decks. Now I have to link the ID. Well, yeah, let's just do this. Let's just do this. This is for fun. This is, oh yeah, sorry, that should be the legacy deck, I guess. Although maybe it works with the... I'm sorry for messing this up for people. No, wait, sorry. Link or ID of the early... Oh, this is the ID, right? Or should I actually be using the new one? This probably doesn't work with the legacy IDs. Nope. So I'm... Okay. Well, if you ask me like this and you've been programmed by a bunch of very smart people, I should be comparing this with another deck list, and I'm just gonna do this. There it is! It works! Woo! So look at all the cards here. Both runner decks, both... should be zooming in, maybe? But yeah. 2019 versus 2020. There is a solid core of cards here, and I've Had Worse is getting replaced, but hey, guess what? There's a card that probably is a bit better. There's a bit better here. T-Base saying HB and Anarch winners 3 years in a row is wild. Yep. And I think it's time to change this. I think it's finally time to have Wayland and Criminal win, right? Wayland and Criminal, that's my bet. It has always been my bet. But I really sincerely think Wayland and Criminal will win Worlds. That's www. Will win Worlds is www. Worlds.nisei.net. Well, anyway. Criminal and Wayland for winners this coming year in a few months. But yeah, okay. So we're taking a very quick look at the history of Netrunner 2019, 2020. Okay, let's compare 2021 with 2020. And let's see the trend there. Should we actually be comparing this? Yeah, I mean, that was a max, right? So yeah. The PD, medium to large max. 60 cards in a max, which is what you want. But let's see how many cards. No turtle. Fortunately, unfortunately. Rebirth, of course, in the max, because why wouldn't you? But yeah, let's just compare 2020. Okay, I'm just doing a bit of wild kicking. So 2020 to 2021. Compare with another deck list. We're comparing Limes' deck just to see the cards that are different and whatnot. But they both had Rebirth. So Hoshiko had Rebirth, of course. Max had Rebirth as well. Obviously, the large Max deck has a few more extra cards because 60 cards is a bit bigger than 40 plus, a bit. But HQ Interface not making the cut in 2021. And look at the difference in the amount of cards. It's still Anarchs, I know. But the playstyle, would you say it's... I would say it is different. You can see, even just by looking at the consoles. On one hand, you have the Patchwork, which is all econ. On the other hand, you have Maw, which is all I hate the corp, which is great. But the playstyles, apart from, of course, the winning condition is the same. Or they're always the same, the winning conditions, but the playstyles to get there are quite different here. With Max, you want to go fast in a slightly different way than with Hoshiko. And Hoshiko is quite loaded here, of course, with the companions and whatnot. Max, not so much. I mean, you do have Poemos because Paladin Poemo is just cool. Probably my favorite of the bunch. But you also have Stargate, which is a staple. And I don't know, I mean, is Stargate gonna be in a world's winning deck this year? Is this even gonna be Anarch? I don't think so. I would say, personally, strongly convinced that it's gonna be Criminals. But like I said, I'm happy to be corrected by you. But mostly people seem to be thinking that it's gonna be Anarchs again. I don't know. Tell me, chat, what do you think? And take part in the raffle. And we're going to be building a world's winning deck in a few minutes, okay? Just stay tuned, chillax, and yeah. Should we be building an Anarch deck? That is the question. I don't know. Let's see. On the corp side, and I was already getting into this, but well, basically, fast advance. Fast advance, go fast, be painful and whatnot. As in be painful, as in have Anoetic Void and just don't let them in. And have Managram Skunkworks and don't let them in. And then, in a way, as a response to those cards or this particular playstyle of kind of a... Not really a glacier, but kind of a... Or would you call it an alternative glacier approach? Because the cards here, the ice, of course, we're speaking fast advance here. This is just fast, fast, fast. But still, the ice is really not trying to keep you out for too long because there's no time for that. You're supposed to go fast and win. And a glacier usually tries to just ring you through endless iterations of really annoying ice. And then maybe you get in and then you just realize it's an NGO or a trap or something and you just never want to go back and you hate your decisions and, you know, and you maybe tilt a bit or something. So that's usually what a glacier does, or at least what it used to do to me. I don't know about your glacier experiences, but still. On the other side, here we have, you know, the likes of Anoetic Void, Managarm and whatnot, and in general, they do the same thing, but they don't actually even let you access. They just keep you out for this one more turn, and then it's too late. And then Precision Design just goes bam, bam, and Seamless Launch just eats your lunch. No free lunch and no free Seamless Launch, apparently. 1 credit. That's the price. But yeah, Fast Advance seems to be a playstyle that a lot of people favor in the competitive environment because of, well, the ease of driving this to victory. You generally try to get your cards that you really need to keep going. You play fast. You train a lot with this, and the decision tree is whittled down to just a few things. What do I do? Install, or do I just get more cards, or do I get more money somehow? I know that's the basics of Netrunner in general on the corp side, for example, but it's not always as simple in many different decks. If you have a trap deck, you always try to think like, okay, do I put the traps now, or do I bluff here? In a deck like this, in a fast advanced deck, there is no time for bluffing. You could be bluffing, of course, but I mean, you could just put a cyber deck and pretend it's an agenda and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Absolutely, yes. I'm not saying there's no bluffing in this game. There is. This deck definitely has bluffing, but you just go fast because the road to victory is only through you getting the points. There is no other win condition in here. You're not trying to flatline the runner. You're not trying to be too aggressive against the runner's resources. You know that the runner will be building up their stuff, and you're trying to just be faster than this. Just go fast, 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 get it done, and go to the next game, and maybe have extra time, you know, to chill between the rounds. And this is a very interesting, good approach for longer tournaments. And guess what? Worlds is long. So yeah, you're going to be playing many games, and if you want to be good at preserving your stamina, a fast advanced deck is not a bad idea. This is not to discount glaciers, this is not to discount trap decks, this is not to discard any other approach, not at all. But this might be one of the factors as well that definitely helps you get into the top. So let's compare this baby, this really scary super fast advanced deck, with the one, well, as a group was a different story, and again, epic games back in the day, but with another sports metal, and Limes did an amazing thing. And this is my favorite non-Wayland ND that could totally be in Wayland, as people who have been watching my streams back in the day maybe know. Sports metal is just so cool. I do have a lot of hopes for OB or OB, actually OP, because, well, depends how you pronounce the name of that river. But OB Super Heavy Logistics is the other very metal ID right now. You know, it's not only super heavy, but it just sounds like it should have a black metal logo. Sports metal is still more metal, but nothing is as heavy as OB Super Heavy Logistics. And we're gonna be looking at that ID and trying to build something cool that's gonna win Worlds. I'm not kidding. With that deck, I'm not kidding. It is gonna win Worlds. I know we're missing still cards a bit, like that's okay. But anyway. So look at this deck. Talk about fast advance. And yeah, Jaime is totally on the spot here. 3 ices for tough ones. I mean, this is... this deck is not even trying to play Corp Netrunner at all. And this is what you have to love about this game. You can just say, hey, you know, ice, you have to break it. And it's like, well, yeah, sure. If I find it in my 49 cards... So if I find those 3 copies of Meridian and I get to install them, that's great. Otherwise, forget about it. But, and this is the fun part. This is the fun part. Here, this is where the game becomes more of a poker thing. Because, well, the runner will be running. Of course, I mean, why wouldn't you run when there's nothing to stop you, right? And you will be getting those agendas because there's 14 of them. And you will be getting into assets that you'll be like, do I trash this? Don't I trash this? I mean, there's Jeeves. You should always trash Jeeves. Maybe that's a name for a podcast that should be, or a stream, or some sort of a set of, tutorials for newer players that might be interested in strategies and so on. Always Trash Jeeves should be a cool title, right? Or a t-shirt maybe, or a sticker, I don't know. But Always Trash Jeeves, go for it, folks. You heard it here first. Or maybe not here first, but anyway. It is a hefty 5 credits though, and this is the fun part. Because you know what happens? Well, some people might be interested in basically booming you. How would they boom you? Well, there's a news team. And so on and so forth. So there's this deck makes it a bit harder for the runner to just go around what you're trying to set up here, and you should totally watch the finals of 2020 to see how this thing worked. But yeah, this is 2 years ago. Okay, so let's just do a very quick combination and compare this. And then we're gonna be trying. First, we're gonna try to upgrade the current decks, the current winning worlds decks with some new cards. Okay, so we're gonna be copying the glorious work that people have put in those decks, and then we'll be trying to upgrade them with the new Midnight Sun cards. What should we drop? What should we add? We'll see how that works. Comparison of the deck lists. Well, I mean, generally, between what Limes built and between what Rotom Appliance built, you could keep a set of Rashida James. This is the fun part, right? I mean, of course, Precision Design is not Sports Metal, and vice versa. You do play a completely different game, and cards have been banned and whatnot, and so on. But that's the thing, you just don't copy a winning deck from last year because the meta has changed, and the strategies change, and the approaches change, and whatnot, and so forth. Yeah, so it's gonna be a tough thing, right? It's going to be a hard thing, but we're gonna do it, folks. We're gonna do it. Let's just go to the deck builders. Let's reset all the different things here. I'm sorry if this is giving you a headache. I hope it's not. But yeah, 2020 was a great year. 2021 was the last year. So let's again just navigate to the decks. And let's see if we can actually... We're gonna copy it into my decks. Now I have a world's winning deck in my collection. What about you? Do you have it as well? And let's go to the deck builder, right? Let's go into my decks. Woo, you see all my funny toys here? No! Don't worry, I haven't actually touched this. This is so out of, like, none of these make any sense right now. They're just way too outdated. So first, let's do it the way that I guess many people build their decks, which is, hey, how do I play the core? Because this is the part which gives usually me more of a challenge to get it right? I mean, how the heck do I build my core deck? How the hell do I make things work here? How the heck do I make sure that I actually have a chance against whatever the runners are going to be putting? And let's see what we can do with this. And by the way, I'm talking as a person that hasn't touched this game in quite a long time. Last time I was actively playing Netrunner was March. This is July. A lot of stuff has happened. I already mentioned this. I'm a bit sunburned. There is a raffle going on the stream, by the way. So do jump in. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Will Fast Advance be a thing? Will HB Fast Advance be a thing? Maybe. Let's assume it is. New cards. Is this a cool card? Okay, what is not in there? Okay, let's just kick out the things that are not in there. Forget about this. Off-world office, totally in. Luminal transubstantiation, GFI, totally in. Is anything rotating here? Is this, should I be updating this to wait a second. Let's get the ban list. Okay. I think we're still legal here, right? Okay, folks. So I just kicked out the agenda that is not in there. And by the way, this is turning into a totally interactive session. Imagine you're sitting right next to me. We're at a big table and I'm just taking my collection out, or you're taking your collection out, and we're just going, okay, let's build the world's winning deck based on Rotom Appliances design from last year. This is what I usually do, by the way. This is me giving you my secret sauce that never won me anything, but this is not the important part. The important part is you take somebody's tested and tried deck that performed well and that has proved itself against many other decks, and you just say, hey, I'm going to try and put things together in a way that might work better. Probably won't, but still. Oh, I'm getting a ping here that the raffle has ended. Okay, let's choose a participant that's going to get stuff. T-Base, it's on you. I hope I pronounced it well. But yeah, please contact me, ping me with your choice, Chiashi or Afshar, and your posting address or mailing address, and I'm gonna be sending it your way. And then, in a minute, anybody who was interested in the raffle and didn't get a chance to win because the evil bots are choosing the wrong people, apparently. I'm kidding, of course. They always choose the right people. I'm gonna be starting a raffle right after a few more words from our sponsors, which is basically HB at the moment. So, Precision Design, what do we do here? Which cards should we be thinking about? I know this is a very hard thing, but, well, for you, if you haven't really had a chance to look at the new cards, and for me, because I haven't touched things in forever. We need agendas, right? So, and we need a lot of agendas because we just kicked 6 points worth of agendas. Is the Elivagar Bifurcation a good agenda? It's a 2-1. It's not unique. It's not a one-off. Sorry, unique. I mean, did we ever have a unique agenda? No, we didn't, right? What am I even talking about? But it's not a one-off. That's what I was trying to say about this agenda. So it's a win-win, right? Oh, yeah, sorry. AL and CVS are rotated also. Okay, so CVS, sorry. Thank you for fixing me. And AL, okay, perfect. Does this break the deck? You could say it does. I mean, then again, those two cards have... they do have a synergy between them, and with the agenda that we just kicked out with the Cyber decks. So you could say, where's the money in here? Okay, so we're trying to fix this. Elivagar Bifurcation. When you score this agenda, you may de-res one install card. Are there any cards in here that we want to res and de-res? Not really, right? I mean, Spin Doctor is an option. And this is the fun thing, right? Because if you score Elivagar, and you can score it from your hand, unless they... we're not thinking about Clot right now. We're not thinking about... You know, we're just saying, okay, let's just say I'm able to score an Elivagar. And I have a Spin Doctor on the table. I can de-res the Spin Doctor and res the card again. And this is a really cool combo that would allow you to draw faster. So we get the draw. We might need a bit more money. I mean... we also have Tranquility, which is a bit of a... It's not too bad. It worked for Rotom Appliance. It worked for this deck to get, you know, the win in Worlds. The fun thing, and also, and this is beautiful, and maybe we should put an extra copy in here, Magnet. So, with Elivagar Bifurcation, when you score this agenda, you may res one installed card. Magnet, when you res this ice, choose one installed program hosted on a piece of ice. Move that program onto this ice. It's an option for you. You can, you know, you can basically keep attracting annoying pesky programs with Magnet. It has to be a program, so boomerangs are of course protected and whatnot, and they don't care. But still, it is a card that works in a way. But, and actually, I should set my collection up. Okay, we have everything here. So nothing rotates as far as I remember. So this is all set up nicely. Should we just go standard? Yeah, but then Midnight Sun is gonna go out. Okay, Borealis, no, Salvage Memory, no. Okay, this looks all good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so on the agenda front, we're still If we were to put 3 Elivagars, and we're going to be tweaking this later, okay? But what else is in there? Let's look at the neutral ones. We already mentioned that the money is a bit... sorry, I'm just going to be zooming this out maybe. Okay, yeah, this is good. So money is a bit tight here, right? Should we be putting the Vitruve in? I don't know. Folks, help me out! Maybe if some campaigns come in for money, there's more synergy with Elivagar. Okay, but then we're... That's an option. But let's take a look at the agendas first. We're missing 3 points. What is new in there that we could actually enjoy? We had the Elivagar, and then there's the other... oh no, actually, sorry. That's the only new agenda, right? Yeah. On the HB side. Unless I'm missing something, but no, I don't think there was anything else that was new. Off-world office will probably have to be our backup. Oh yeah, the arcology, midnight arcology, right? See, I forgot about this. Thank you. J.K. Lawlings, you're the best, and you have more cards in your head right now than I ever had. When you score this agenda, draw 3 cards, skip your discard. This is brilliant! This is the fastest advance of the fast advances. So... I mean, let's just put 3 in here and we have 21 points. Don't worry about it too much, okay? Now, which one has more worth for us? This is a 2-1. These are all 3 2s, or 4 2s, of course. But this is the thing. This is the hostile takeover for HB, right? For the first time, it's like we have a 2-1, right? And this could be a game winner. You're not really playing it for the ability of the card unless you have some good targets or you built your deck more on the res, d-res paradigm here. But it's still a 1-pointer in a turn without any particular tricks, and you need only 2 credits. So this is still good. This is really still good, and it still holds water, and it could be annoying, right? Like it's a winning card if you need, but maybe we don't need 3 of them. Maybe we just need 2, right? So let's just put 2 in here. I'm super good at building decks, just saying, right? I mean, oh yeah, by the way, why did I put your results may vary? Because, well, we're gonna build decks here. They're gonna be winning Worlds this year. I'm not playing at Worlds, and I'm building the decks with your help. But if you play the decks, I cannot guarantee that they're gonna win. So just saying, my lawyers, you know, they're on hold, and they're definitely waiting for you to lodge your complaints. I'm just saying, no, this is like, I'm ready to defend myself in the court, no problem. Like, that's why I'm telling you. They're guaranteed to win if I play, but since I won't be playing Worlds because I will just not be able to attend, I'm going to be in a different part, also playing Netrunner for Nisei, but on a slightly different secret corporate mission. Actually, not a corporate mission, but anyway. Helping other people discover the game. I will be in a different location, doing stuff. But if you're in Toronto and you play those decks, you might be winning. I mean, you have very high chances of winning, but if you don't, you know, this is not guaranteed for you to win. Your results may vary. So I'm really sorry for that. And I do hope you understand, and thank you for your understanding and support. But anyway, back to the deck building. Do we actually go 44 cards with this? I mean, you get +1 maximum hand size. Okay, so let's see here. I go +1 maximum hand size, and I add one. So yeah, we definitely want the seamlesses because the seamlesses do the seamless thing. We definitely want... do we want 49 cards? Maybe it's a good idea to beef things up a bit. We're defending from viruses here a bit with the macrophage. How do we get rid of Clot? Do we even care about Clot? Maybe we don't. But then again, if they have Midnight Sun cards, they have Light the Fire. And when they have Light the Fire, does it even make sense now? Should we even be building remotes? I mean, Light the Fire exists, right? Folks, what do we do with Light the Fire? What do we think about lockdown cards? What do we do about Light the Fire? Cry a little inside, probably. Very possible. Very possible. Giveaway number 3. Whoop. There we go. Border control, light the fire. Guy Clickhill, definitely here with the right takes, with the hot takes on border control being a good way of just saying, oh, you have light the fire, well, that's it, bam. So much for your light the fire. So yeah, having some sort of an end the run ability. So should we be swapping, well no, anoetic swapping stuff for this? That's tricky, no. Yeah, because anoetic void is in the root of the server, and light the fire just says, excuse me, but you know, I don't care. Basically, light the fire is like rumor mill, but worse. The rumor fire mill of whatnot. So yeah, border control, we can only put so many, but yeah, let's just, should we drop the anoetic void or not? Maybe we should keep it. I mean, it's still there, right? But then border control is a bit more... We can recur them with the precision design ability. That's not a bad thing. We will talk about money a bit later. But yeah, so should we drop the anoetic? Yeah, nice with archaeology if it's... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah. And this, I mean, this thing is, we don't need draw. We need money now. So I'm even thinking, should we have Rashida in here? No, we probably should have Rashida in here. Rashida is always good. Elivagor being able to score from hand and get a piece back is pretty nice here. Indeed, and this is a brilliant thing. Great, I mean, J.K. Lawlings, thank you so much for being the co-pilot here, like a true friend sitting down at the table and saying, hey, listen, if you score from hand and you have PD, you can, you know, you scored an agenda, you may add one card from Archives to HQ, you can recur a lot of stuff. So yeah, we're putting 3 of those babies in here right now. Elivagar is good, which means we should drop some other points. Should we actually? Yeah, I mean, let's just... luminal transubstantiation is sweet all the way around. Okay, let's drop this to... but then we have 19 points, which is a bit of an awkward number, right? How do we fix this? We cannot have 4. We could drop... Okay, let's drop 1 Elivagar, even though... Yeah. Okay. So let's say we have this. But do we even need food? -1 off-world, -1 GFI. Yeah, and this is the thing. +1 off-world, yeah. And this is a very good point. Because GFIs here, they're not really winning you the game. I mean, they are making sure that... This was a very good choice, by the way, as well. J.K. Lawlings, you're getting officially promoted to my absolutely awesome wingman. But anyway, this is the thing. We will need some influence maybe on some other cards, because there's a lot of new cool cards. So, if we drop the Anoetic, we could even get a border control in. But then again, Anoetic is not bad. The things. But yeah, anyway. Synergies. Going back to it. Elivagar bifurcation because you score an agenda, which triggers Precision Design's ability, which allows you to recur a card, which could be a border control, and you only have 2 of those, so you should be placing these strategically in the right place to make sure that you annoy the runner the most, and you stop light the fires, for example, that are going to be triggering, that are going to be not triggering, but nullifying or cancelling or basically deactivating completely your Anoetic Void, your Manningham Skunkworks, and what have you. So this is already a good play. We already have something in here. We have 42 cards. We still could put 2 other cards. So let's just say that for now we're okay with this because Offworld is giving us money, even though it's more of a tiny drip rather than, you know, the whole gain 4 for a Purge, which was kind of sweet back in the day. But let's say that this looks okay. I would still, maybe we should drop the GFI and any 3-pointer on the HB side that would make us happy. Rotom Appliance did not put any 5-3s from the HB side because, let's be honest, Global Food is good because it's only a 2-pointer on the runner side. But maybe, what if we did Mega Pre? Is Mega Pre a thing? Are we changing this into Sports Metal if we start thinking about Mega Pre? Ikawa is the best chance of a good HB. Ikawa project. Okay, Guy Clickhill with the hot take here, but this is not a hot take. Ikawa is a beast of an agenda, and this is really cool because you must spend a click and pay 2 extra. So this is, even if you're, let's say, your last click running our thing with light the fire. I don't even know why would you run last click against HB. But let's say, okay, so let's put Ikawa in here. Let's drop the global food. And this is a 5-3 that will cost them anyway. Because if you want to steal it from anywhere, you have to spend a click and 2 creds extra. Okay, so we have actually an HB only plus Offworld as an extra special neutral card, but still. We have an agenda suite that kind of looks like 18 points. We have no idea if this is going to work, okay? Yet. Okay, but thanks for all the tips, and we keep going. So now let's think about the monies here. We could actually put a spin doctor in the house. We have more. Okay, let's just top up the spin doctors because you never know, right? And with Elivagar, we could actually be rezzing and derezzing. We could be faster. We could be going faster through our deck than we should, very likely, because there's draw from well. Midnight Tree Ecology, there's the Rashidas, there's the Spin Doctors that we could be Elivagaring we need to think about the wording for this. Bifurcate? Like, should we be bifurcating the Spin Doctors? Or just res again, maybe that's... Okay, so derezzing, yeah. I'm just gonna say derezzing. Anyway. Economy. And, okay, so we're dropping the agenda talk. We're going into operations. Assets, I think we're okay here. I don't know. I mean, Rashida is always good. Spin Doctor, why not? Hello, Jackson, my old friend. But let's look at operations. And there's quite a few things here, including this boyo. I don't think we're ever putting off a big deal. Like, big deal. I'm gonna be making this a bit bigger. Sorry, because then it's gonna be probably a bit more visible for you folks. Yeah, okay. It's a big deal. After you resolve this operation, your action phase ends. So, of course, this is terminal, but you need 17 credits to pull this off. 17 credits. Does this deck look to you like we're ever gonna get double-digit credits? I don't know. Highly unlikely, I would say. And again, remember, the idea here is we are trying to see if rebuilding a Worlds winning deck from last year makes any sense. This deck won Worlds last year in great style. It was absolutely a beast. It won a lot of games. It lost some games, if I remember correctly as well, because hey, that's, you know, that happens. But this deck, in its original format that we already tweaked a bit here and there, and probably this is broken and it doesn't make any sense, it totally won Worlds, so it is a tried and tested deck that set a particular tone and theme. Corp decks of the precision design style, or it came out of that as well after many iterations and whatnot. So it's a part of a HB precision design fast advance continuum, and now we're trying to see if with the new cards that we have, is there anything in there for us? And we already saw that the Elivagar bifurcation synergy with the ability of precision design is not a bad thing. You do get to recur cards a bit more. If you switch out the Void for a third Skunkworks, you could use Audacity as your finisher if you really want cheap FA. Audacity, you say? Well, let's see. Earth Sign. Well, yeah. How did this even happen? Well, anyway, it is a part of this, of course, because sacrifice Audacity success. Is an option. Would help us a lot with the fast advance. Anoetic Void is a thing that we could really use. But then again, so this is the thing. Audacity, let's just drop it in there. And I know we're out of influence and whatnot. But now let's do the comparison on the stream just to make sure that the thinking behind it is sound. Why we would do this. Anoetic Void, first of all, you have to pay money and you have to trash cards. We do have cards we could trash, but this is really kind of a last minute hold up and whatnot. Like this is our last defense and whatnot. And Light the Fire does exist, and maybe the border controls would be better on the centrals to hold the likes of, you know, people getting into deep dives and whatnot, or going for some really wild runs that we want to hold on the centrals. because they will take our money away, or they will dive deep for many agendas and whatnot. And the border controls could be doing a bit more of better border controlling on the centrals. The remotes are just there to make sure that people, well, they cannot get in. The fast gear checks that are just making things annoying. Unless you run into an Ansel. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But still, you know, we're trying to make the game work for us on the fast advanced one. So let's say the Anoetic Void. Likely wrong Audacity since Biotic does this anyway. Yeah, but Biotic is $7 to pull off, like 4 and then 3 and so on. C-Base saying big deal seems good, but yeah, you need so much more money. Yeah, this is not the thing. I think big deal, to me, and again, untrained eye and definitely an untrained Netrunner mind, big deal is in a way a glacier card, or maybe not a glacier card, but it's like you had enough time. And I know you could pull it off with the right cards in your hand and so on. You can just play 15 transaction operations, right, as Wayland, and just go like, oh yeah, look, no big deal. Actually, big deal, bam. And I love the meme potential in this, because this is like government takeover, but it's on the HB side. It's like, big deal. love the card name, love the art, love everything. Very good design there. Interesting design. And the cost is just making it sweet. It's like double-digit territory, yay. Haven't had a double-digit card on a corpse set that's not ice in quite a while, right? So anyway, yeah. So this is a card that we could consider, but maybe not in this deck, unless we just swap a lot of the ice for operations to make money, and then you just kind of go like, you know, money, bam. Actually, should we be keeping Macrophage if CVS and everything else is out? Does this even do anything against the turtle? I mean, it is a bit annoying, right, against the turtle. Aumakua does suffer from this, and we could maybe let's keep it. Yeah, okay. I mean, this deck did handle many a turtle, so maybe let's keep it. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, so far we're not getting into ice just yet. But yeah, oh sorry, Audacity. So yeah, we're dropping the Anoetic because it does cost us resources that we for now don't have that much. Audacity is free and is our finisher. So I like this approach. Personally, as a non-biased person just running a stream, I like this approach. Okay. Then Christian Grid, of course, because people are annoying, successful runs and whatnot. Should we be adding a Christian Grid here? What say ye? I mean, we still have a dot, right? We do have Managarms. Maybe we should be dropping more Managarms in here. Seamless launch is never a bad thing. And this is the thing, because we're on 18 points, so we're keeping this low. We're not going to be beefing this deck up with additional, we're not going to be going to 49 cards, I think. I don't know. We could, but maybe it's not the best approach here. Let's say we're trying to be fast here, right? So all these cards, yeah, they could help us. We're a bit 4-2 heavy here, but still the idea is we're playing against Cloud by installing a card and just keeping it in there, and the seamless launches are doing the heavy lifting here. So that's, and Audacity could as well. You know, you could just say, oh, I have no money, bam. But yeah, how are we on the money here? This is the funny thing. So let's just do a very quick check. And by the way, if you are deck building and you haven't done a lot of deck building yet, and you feel kind of a bit uncertain, I definitely recommend, and this is to players who may be discovering this game, you know, over the last few months, and Netrunner DB is still a bit tricky for you, or you haven't really done much, you just net decked, and that's perfectly fine. Net decking is the best feeling ever. Because you enter somebody else's shoes and you're like, what's going on here? And then you kind of start seeing the different things that click together. And you're like, and you definitely can learn a lot about the game from just net decking. Do net deck. Net decking is the best. You can quote me on this. But if you're deck building on your own or you're tweaking or whatnot, the check tab in Netrunner DB is the best thing ever. It gives you repartition by cost. And this is something that... This gives you an idea of, you know, how much money you need in this deck, or how things work in this deck. Even like the amount of different cards. is a bit of a good giveaway to show you what kind of deck you're building. Like, we have a lot of assets here. Well, actually not a lot of assets, but, well, it's not expensive, this deck. It does have some cards that cost a 6, but these are the Ansels, so we can probably live with this. Guy Clickle saying, I find that Netrunner is weird because suddenly all the cards in my hand are good at work. Not real Netrunner. Not real Netrunner is a good thing to quote. Definitely. It's like, we're playing not real Netrunner. By the way, there is a raffle going on and nobody jumped in. Okay, you don't want a Chiashi or an Afshar? Fair enough. They're gonna wait for somebody else. There will be more raffles coming on the 31st, by the way. I should be reminding people who had just joined in. There's tournaments happening on the 31st of different varieties. But going back into the building of stuff, because this is the important fun part, right? Okay, sorry, just tweaking stuff around here. Oh, there we go. Masisi, good stuff. And Guy Clickle. And yeah, I think Jaime and Pablo, you didn't win the last round because you got just out-hacked, but you should totally try again. Anyway, going back to this. So, the cost, the check tab, definitely worth looking at just to see some colorful, nice, you know, bars and grids and whatnot going up and whatnot. But you see the strength device as well, so you could have an idea. This deck has a few trick ponies here, so that's a different story. We're not really building Glacier. The repetition by strength is more of a interesting thing for people who are building decks with loads of ice. We're just trying to keep people away. Suchworth, you just joined the stream. Hey, welcome! Well, thank you for joining, and you didn't even know about the raffle. Well, there's a raffle. Jump in. Absolutely. Why shouldn't you? I mean, you already did, I hope. Yes, indeed. So anyway, okay, but going back to the card draw simulator as well, on the very top, you could just see your first hand. Oh, this is still. Oh, this didn't update the information. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're just because we still drew some cards we kicked out. But okay, we have 43 cards. We still could use one extra card, and we have one influence. Is there anything else from the new cards that we should be thinking about? I'm just gonna very quickly jump tabs. The long runners, we don't want your cards. We're just looking at stuff here. I'm just using this because this has a very nice preview that, you know, you can just make very big and whatnot. So, Refuge Campaign. When your turn begins, gain 2. Nah, I mean, great card, but not for our deck. Hakarl. When you rest this ice during a run, you may do res another install card. If you do, the runner cannot use paid abilities printed by your ice. Mavirus. Mavirus. Okay, let's. Yeah, this was the thing because we did kick. Where is the Mavirus operation? No, sorry, upgrade. While the runner is accessing this upgrade in R&D, they must reveal it. When the runner accesses the upgrade, you may purge virus counters. If this upgrade is rest, do 1 net damage. Purge virus counters. This is a clot, and not only clot, but mostly clot. I mean, the poor Leviathan is just getting, you know, bad press here. Leviathan was a cool thing. Wasn't even a virus, was it? Was it a virus? Was it an AI virus? I don't even remember. But anyway, poor whales, poor orcas and whatnot. Okay, Leviathan wasn't there. Anyway, it is 1 dot. We could add Mavirus. It is a purge thing. The problem here is the res cost, but, and this is the fun part, we could use this as an ambush. I mean, as an ambush as in, hey, we just installed this and it's an upgrade and whatnot. And yeah, Clot and Turtle card are definitely on our hate list as the corp here. Let's just scroll down and see if there's anything else worth 1 dot of influence that we could be considering from any other new cards, and new cards alone. Yatagor Excavator. Nah, this is not playing into our game plan here much. Other 1 dot cards here. No, Wayland is just too expensive. So yeah, this is an option. The virus. It looks like a cool thing. It's 1 influence. It does cost a bit, but then again, the sweet thing here on the text here, while the runner is accessing this card in R&D. So if they dig for cards and they go like, I want to see your cards, and then they access this, yeah, we do have it, and we can purge virus counters. So even without cyber decks, we are able to do some virus damage, and turtles are gonna totally wreck us here. I mean, so yeah, so let's just go back to the deck builder, and let's look for a virus. Mavi, we should call it Mavi. It's a really sweet card here. Okay, so Mavi goes into the deck, and it's a snare against virus cards. Indeed, I mean, this is it. Moonpool, that the origin of Moonites. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not the one to talk about, you know, card lore right now, but chances are this is a card and the name coming from something, yeah, especially since it was designed by the Borealis playtesters. So pretty much there could be quite a few meme cards hiding here and there. I heard things, somebody told me things about Where Were You runner card. The Stone Ship chart room as well, you know, but well, anyway. The lore is in there. Okay, well, back to the corp side. We don't talk about runner cards now. Sorry for this. That was annoying. What have I done? Okay, back to this. So we have 44 cards. We have 18 agenda points. We are counting on the following synergies. Eli Vagar to let us basically recur a card with Has Bioroids, Precision Designs, special ability. And maybe to res spin doctors, who knows. Rashida's to give us some money, and the cards, of course, because they always do that. But yeah, what else is here? Ikawa, because we didn't like the GFI, because we will never ever score the GFI, and it is a good 2 points for the runner anyway. Whereas Ikawa, okay, it is 3 points, but it at least costs him something, and maybe with Managarm we can actually cheat it out in a way. I don't see this deck winning off Ikawa, but hey, you never know what the runner's gonna be up to, and maybe we can just very fast, and this is the whole idea here, we go fast. And we are not going to wait. Midnight 3 Arcology, because it's a new card, we want to see how it works. When you score this agenda, draw 3 cards, skip your discard step. So this is sweet. We can just load up on our card options. Oh yeah, the raffle ended. Jeez, I'm terrible. 30. Here comes the raffle. Okay, so we have to pick a winner, and let me just check something very, very quickly. Be right back. Because we have potentially one set gone, potentially one set gone, potentially one set gone. Yes, and this is raffle number 3. So I'm picking the winner right now. Bam! Masisi! You get this. So this is raffle number 3, and I'm straight away starting the next raffle, okay? Like, seriously. Because there's no point in not starting a raffle. Will I press the right button here? I hope so. Moon pools are a real thing in underwater exploration, drilling rigs, etc. There you go. Are we going to be broke all game? Feels like this is going to be a triple credit per turn hype. Yeah, I mean, oh, sorry, Masisi, yeah, that's the hype. And Satchworth with the real questions. Are we going to be broke all game? Yeah, we need some economy here. Economy! This is the important thing. Masisi, by the way, do PM me, well, send me your, in private, your choice between Chiashi or Afshar and your mailing details. And I shall be sending things your way as soon as I can. So what about the economy here? I mean, seriously. Like, what do we do with the money here? We're poor, right? I mean, what gives us money in this deck? We do have off-world offices. That's the money. We do have hedge funds. Surprise. Seamless launch is not really economy, but still it's a thing. Some campaigns might be in order. And this is the thing. I don't know, because campaigns are for slow play. Campaigns require defending. Yeah, we are over on cards. That's another thing. How do we make money here? Do we drop ice? Like drafter. Could we drop a drafter here? Yeah, we did. This is the thing. We did lose sandbox and advanced assembly lines. And those cards were giving us money and more money. Sadly. And we don't have... Do we have anything else? I mean, let's take a look. Do we have anything else in the house? I'm looking into assets and upgrades right now. Do we see any super sweet cards that we could be just dropping in here? Just saying, hey, this could be cool. Bioroid War Crew. Install 1 card from HQ. Nah. Not really. Fully operational, even with just one more server. It's more for draw cards. Fully operational. Dun, 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 dun. Did I just dismantle operations from here? Sorry. I'm gonna drop the operations extra. So fully operational. For one, you gain 2 or draw 2 cards and then repeat this process. And this, yeah, I mean, basically for one, you would usually have at least 2 picks, right? And this will have a remote for sure, because we're gonna be... We do have a set for remotes here with the Skunkworks, the Tranquility Home Grids, which, well, this is economy, but yeah. So what would we drop for... Should we take anything else from Sports Metal, maybe? Is Fast Break even legal still? But then again, no, this is not worth it. For 4, we would have to have the money, and no. And this is 2 pointers now. Forget about this. Forget about this. Didn't say anything. What else is in here that we could potentially use? Just reading the cards very quickly. Lateral growth. Is lateral growth a thing that we could be using here? That's kind of giving us speed. I mean, I know it's more of an ASA card, but... Oh, it's rotating. Never mind. Thank you, guy. Thank you. Why are you rotating lateral growth? I missed you already with the duckies. Well, anyway. When is the next rotation coming, by the way? Oh yeah, it's Mumbad. Yeah, I should totally kick Mumbad out. Sorry, Mumbad, where are you? Collection. Mumbad. I mean, mums are awesome. Okay, goodbye, Mumbad. Wait, did we... No, everything else in here should be legit, right? Yeah, this is Kitara, We're not doing anything weird. Yeah, we should be okay on the front here, but we updated the collection right now, so things have switched a bit. Order and Chaos. Okay, this is really bad. But did I have Order and Chaos marked here, actually? Shoot, I did. Forget about me. Okay, we're back to building. So even fewer cards. That makes... You know what happens with fewer cards? And this is what I love about Startup, for example. Less thinking, because you just have a smaller choice. So that's it. But anyway. We're still looking. Financial collapse. That sounds like no money, basically. Not for us, though. For the runner. I don't know. Looking for money options here. What was Manticrid doing again? No. There's so many cards here that I will be a bit lost. Nas X, or Little Nas X, as somebody called that card. Could be good, but no. Should we drop in NGOs? Sorry. See, guys, I just noticed this. Yeah, NGO is nice. Yeah, NGOs. Instead of thinking about some marginal decisions, you should just put all the good cards in. Okay. So, what do we drop for NGOs then? I mean, I love your tip here. NGO, here we go. Is NGO still in the game? I assume it is. Down the White Nile, yeah. When NGO rotates, I'm gonna be really sad. I mean, this card is just so much fun. We're just gonna drop 3. I know we're over the number. Don't worry. We're just... 3 is a good number for any card. And this is how I always deck build or deck tweak or whatever. I just drop all of it, because then you can always go down. It's much easier, and then you kind of, But what would we drop for this? I mean, we don't have that many boys here. I mean, imagine NGO on Tranquility Home Grid. I don't know about NGO because we're never advanced. I mean, that's another thing. With the amount of cards you're planning to get back with bifurcation, maybe you don't want as many Spin Doctors. Ooh. But then Spin Doctors... Would we be dropping the Rashidas? Okay, but also we're going Never Advance. That is true. And we always... So the idea here with Never Advance is that we always want the runner to run that remote, and they have to do managarm things. They need to go through some eyes that might be annoying for them or something. But NGO is good money. I mean, this is the thing. And we could be saying, you know, install double advance, and maybe it's a 4-2. I mean, what do they know? Maybe we're just trying to double advance an off-world office and then install on the card or something. I don't know. Some number of Nico campaigns is a consideration with Eli Vagar. So let's take a look at Nico campaigns. Okay, I mean, hey, we're this is theory crafting, like Nico campaign. When you rest this asset, loan 9 onto it. When it is empty, trash it and draw 1 card. When your turn begins, take 3 from this asset. My personal problems right now, and I'm not saying this is a bad card, this is a good card, but it costs us 2 to res and only 2 for the runner to trash. But then again, we do gain 1 from it. I don't know. It is credit positive. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, this is kind of our AAL, advanced assembly lines replacement in a way, because we do get a credit from it. That is true. And we do kind of force the runner to run it because it's not a hard target. It's a medium to soft. Actually, it's a medium target because the 2 trash cost is still a thing. Could be an option. Then again, with NGO, so Nico is a thing and it also draws us a card and whatnot. And with the Eli Vagar thing, we could de-res it and kind of charge it up again. But this is slowing our game in a way because, I mean, well, not slowing maybe, but like this, well, I don't know. I'm trying to imagine the flow of the game in my head right now, you know, it's like, then we res, de-res, and where do we score the agendas? How do we do it? But we could, I mean, that's an option. Okay, so let's drop the NGOs then. Then again, with this, I mean, we have the Midnights. We want to score the Midnights, and this is like a Rashida, minus the money, of course. And this is the sad part. Then again, if this was working like Rashida, insta ban, right? Guy Clickle saying, maybe you try to find more money by switching the Midnight Psychologist for remote enforcement architect deployment test, since you're no longer using the hand size for an anoetic. So let's go back to the drawing board with the agendas and let's just drop some stuff. And we're looking for the architect deployment test. Look at the top 5 cards of R&D. You may install and res one of those cards. Not a bad thing. And then remote enforcement, which was a big deal back in the day, but anyway. You may search R&D for a piece of ice, install protecting a remote server, and res it ignoring its rest, then shuffle R&D. So this is basically trying to make it easier for us by remote enforcement or architect deployment test. The economy here being, well, okay, we're just making stuff cheaper on the install and res front. Whether it is architect deployment test or remote enforcement, even though remote enforcement is ice only, but still. Architect deployment allows you to do this with any of the cards, but then again, remote enforcement allows you to search all of R&D, so it's a bit more flexible. And then again, architect deployment test is a bit more universal. But yeah, what would we be resing here? We would be resing annoying things like Ansel, which costs us 6. You know, Gatekeeper probably not, but Border Control is a hefty 4. Then again, we would be saying where it goes and whatnot. So maybe that's not. I don't know. It's a thing. Like right now, we're trying to go fast. And again, we're not trying to build a winning deck just yet because this deck is going to be winning later, okay? Just saying. We will need some tweaks. But, looking at this, thinking about this, the money part looks a bit tricky indeed. Like, there is this voice in my head that just shouts, get the NGOs, get the NGOs. Guyclickle saying, architect deployment test, technically a combo with Tranquility Home Grid, but I'm mainly just spitballing. I think plenty in chat would disagree with me quite rightly. I mean, this is the thing. This is the fun part that we're doing right now. This stream is, of course, half a joke. But what I'm trying to show you here is that, okay, we talked a bit slightly, like very slightly and very without, we just skimmed the surface of, comparing the world's winning decks, because this is, I think, where a lot of people look for inspiration to see how a winning, like a very competitive, technically speaking, the best competitive deck from last year, how it worked, what it did, and what was the secret sauce in it. And honestly, half jokingly, I'm saying Wayland and Criminal, but I don't think HB is gonna take Worlds this year. I will be wrong. Probably in October, you can pull my beard if I still have one or whatever. But like, don't worry about it. It's like, I just think that HB has been on the throne for too long, and people will be just coming up with some really, really interesting stuff outside of it. But then again, who knows? And there's still some things not out, right? T-Base saying, ADT is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Arcology, to be honest. Come on, it's a Midnight 3 Arcology. How can you not be? I mean, have you seen this card? No, I'm kidding, of course. Okay, so ADT, Architect Deployment Test. Okay. Are there any agendas in here that we could just drop in that are more like office but better? Because this is never a bad thing, right? Making bank. I mean, I know we don't have Bologna. Hello. I know this much. Send a message is a thing, but it's just, I mean, it's ADT or remote enforcement are better at this. Anything that makes us money. Suchworth saying, I think AS is going to be better, the better HB going forward instead of PD, just because of all your money is in asset spam. Yeah, and Seabase saying, I agree, HB took some big hits with rotation and sandboxing. I mean, this is the thing. HB will be, it's still competitive. There's still game in it, but it's not the, I assume right now, of course, we're still gonna see a lot of stuff happening, but I'm assuming it will not be the monster it used to be. I mean, it did take Worlds 3 years in a row. ASA, Sports Metal, Precision Design. Like, seriously. There has to be some... I mean, and I know that it's all about efficiency, and bioroids are the future, and it's very on the spot, and the players playing those decks and building them, first of all, of course. Top-notch folks. Like, absolutely. This is not raining on anybody's parade, but it's time to change this. So I'm gonna say this. Let's drop this for now, and let's just save this as a copy as 44 card PD. First was 2022, of course. And let's just save this because the other deck. Okay, so we just save this deck. This is here. And let's do a bit of an exercise. So this is the other idea that I had is we're just gonna go into deck lists. We're gonna go into runners in a while. Okay, I mean, actually, chat, give me a sec. I'm gonna take a bit of a break to refill my water tanks here. And do tell me if you want to continue with Corp, and we would be jumping into one of the new IDs to see if there's anything we can build, or would you rather jump onto the runner side and try to rework the Ye Olde Max that won Worlds last year, or should we try one of the new runner IDs? I'm going to give you a sec to think about it. I'm going to leave you with some musics, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I just need to refill water and whatnot, but be with you, honestly, in a... oh no, this just exploded. What happened here? Stuff just blew up on my side. This is bad. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to fix things here. I'm gonna be back in a second, and whoops, this is really not working. No. Sorry. This is what I get for coming back to, to streaming with some proper prep, but just not ticking all the boxes. High-level Pravdivos building. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes with some music here by the one and only Trip Mirror. The new album for Always Be Running, the 4th one in a series of 3 so far, is out. I'll be back in a few with some fresh water and some fresh thoughts, and we're gonna see where you take us. So please tell me in the chat, do we continue with core building and we go for a new ID? Do we switch over to runners to take a look and just, you know, shoot the fun? And I'm not gonna say shoot the shields, because why not? Or do we do something completely different? Okay, see you in a few seconds. Seconds, that's it. Okay, here we are, back on the Bifrost Array, transmitting a signal in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Trip Mirror, by the way. Do go to Trip Mirror, double P in the Trip, no spaces, bandcamp.com for some quality Netrunner tunes, Netrunner inspired, or should I actually say card inspired, because they're going with titles from many different cards. This is the Bifrost Array, and we were talking about Has Bayreuth a while ago. A few more minutes ago, and the raffle just ended. Woo! Well, anyway, let me first end the raffle and drag a person out of the... Well, this is gonna be easy. 3, 2, 1. Actually, no, we're gonna resume the entries. Sorry, because there's been a 5-minute break, so I'm gonna resume the entries and I'm gonna restart it. Okay? No, restart. I mean, sorry. If you already participated in it, you still have a ticket. It should be resumed. Do things work here? Still working, I guess. You should be able to enter. Yeah. So, before I just jumped out to get some fresh water in this terribly hot summer night, I asked you what you would like to go for. Do we continue building world's winning decks based on the previous world's winning decks? Or do we go for something else? And let's just catch up with the chat. What happened here? Scrolling. Okay. I would love to see a high-level Pravdivos building. Yeah, okay, I already mentioned that because that ID looks fun. That was such worth. J.K. Longings, I feel like I struggle a bit more with runner building. Wouldn't mind seeing some of that. Okay, so that's a 1-1. And then we have, well, fandoming about cats. Why not? The more I watch people smarter than me, the sooner I can have a better understanding of the game. Suchworth, I completely agree, and that's why I always have people smarter than me in the chat. And this is like, especially about the game, smarter about the game than myself, for sure. Okay, so we have a kind of a tie here, which I don't mind personally. But just to shake things up, runner building versus Pravdivos. Let's give the runners a chance. But let's just take a quick look at... Oh yeah, I should be changing the screen here. Sorry. So we're getting back into the libraries of the one and only Netrunner DB, the mightiest resource for decks and whatnot. I know that some people are voting for it to be called NetDecking DB, but this is not about NetDecking. This is about, imagine you have an endless library of options and ideas and inspirations, and a lot of people chatting. I was even thinking about it the other day. Should there be a feature in Netrunner DB when if you build a deck and it already exists and you want to publish it, you should just be like, hey, would you like to put your name under it as well on the page, and then you can give it an alternate name as well because somebody already came up with this deck, but then you can message or you can enter, you know, like the comments with the author of the original deck, and then just kind of own it and kind of host the page, the two of you or something. I don't know, or more of you if more people come up with this. I mean, of course, I'm complicating things here. Never mind, don't listen to me, I'm being silly. So anyway, what I would usually do when I struggle with building decks, which is approximately 100% of the time, and I usually build decks around 48 hours before an event of whatever level. I never played at Worlds, mind you. Never, ever. Did I ever play it at Worlds? Jeez, no. Euros, yes. But I never got to play... No, there was just too much organizing. Did I play at the online Worlds once? Nope, I don't think so. No. So anyway, Euros, yes. Worlds, nope. But if I play any level of event, including, hey, we're meeting tomorrow, the four of us, in a local cafe just to throw some cards around, because we can, because, hey, guess what? The pandemic is more or less under control, but who knows? Anyway, I would just net deck the heck out of it, and usually I would start on Netrunner DB just going for, yeah. Not for the deck list of the week, that's boring. I mean, you know, there's really good stuff there, but like not for me. I'm more of a niche Netrunner DB enjoyer. I go to search, and then I just choose the ID. So which runner should we go for? I would prefer the new ones personally, because again, we're building decks that are meant to upset the meta. They're meant to upset the universe. and whatnot, and just, you know, change the established order. Do you think that Nyasha has a a chance at Worlds? Reina. Pablo, also knows Corbett with the hot takes here. Reina, obviously. There's only one Reina, and she's red. Reina Roja is the best card in the universe, but she's an Anarch. We're trying to steer away from Anarchs. Do you think that Captain Padma is bitter? Like, yeah, let's break my approach. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, that yes, we have the Boaty McBoat deck by somebody. I have no idea who this person is. Crithead 20, Crithead D, sorry, 20. Over 4,440 reputation. Who is this person again? No, okay, in case you don't know. Well, anyway, I'm not. It's not about the person behind it, but okay, let's just say that Greg knows his Netrunner, okay? Greg definitely knows their Netrunner, so that's the thing. But anyway, if you see, to the people who have been using Netrunner DB recently only, and they don't know how the website works a lot, generally, if you see a lot of numbers here, that means that this player, this person has been playing for a long time, or has been posting a lot of decks and has spent a lot of time thinking about decks and the cards and so on. So usually all the descriptions make a lot of sense, even if they're silly, short, or they have a lot of memes or gifs or what have you. Doesn't matter. Definitely decks worth looking at. So we have the new shaper here. Captain Padma is Bister, sorry. Did I say is Biter? No, whatever. Forget about me. The Intrepid Explorer. The charging one, so to speak, as somebody said as well to me recently. But yeah, this is the new mechanic. You can charge your installed card. So basically charging is, of course, about adding one power counter to a card that already has one. And there's quite a few cards in here that use that and whatnot. But I love the description. So you can see the deck here. Should we just take a closer look at it? Yeah, why not? We're just going to go to the deck page. And just thinking about it, is there anything we could do better than Greg? No, of course not, right? I mean, right? No. We should totally go with Sable. We should totally go with Sable. But just to see what this deck does, and a deck that you read about and it has a clear description will help you a lot to figure out why people put certain cards together. And this is another cool thing about Netrunner DB, where you actually have an easy way of following with the most popular, the best write-ups for the most popular decks. Oh, by the way, see, this is what happened. There was 4444 here, now there's 4558. Like, how did this happen again? What? Anyway, the boat deck, which is called, of course, Boaty McBoat deck, and I'm not sure how old this deck is. Is this week's? Like, is it gonna rotate on Monday, or is this the one that Andre is gonna play on Metropole Grid Thursday? I don't know. But if you want to see those decks being played, very often they get played on Metropole Grid for sure. So definitely recommend it. We're just gonna take a very quick look at the deck, and thanks to Greg here we have the descriptions. Step 4, like, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is like basically get fit in 3 days, right? So here we go. Step 1, charge your Earthrise. This is the Earthrise. This is the card you're gonna be charging. Who are you going to use to charge it, of course? Well, Captain Padma is Bister. The first time each turn a run on R&D begins. It doesn't have to be successful, so forget about your crisms. You may charge one of your installed cards. Add one power counter to a card that already has one. So yeah, you have an endless Earthrise in a way, because you can just keep drawing 2 cards for free. Well, you did have to install it and draw it and whatnot, but you have 3 copies of it and so on. So this is a sweet combo that gives you draw, and Shapers like draw. They do have Diesel, but they can always draw more, because why not? And yeah, then you can charge your SMC Turtle. Hello, Turtle, the card that supposedly is going to win, to be in the winning deck this year. So, but who knows? People are gonna fear that card because it's been there for a while, like any good turtle, right? And by the way, the the oceanographer here, or the explorer, the deep sea or deep ocean explorer theme here is strong. I mean, you have turtles and stuff, right? Anyway, so you're going to be charging your turtle, you go everywhere else. The corp will need to slow down a bit to ice everything since they were greedy and didn't spend information on the virus. Well, see, this is, I don't remember who it was, but this include is already going against this deck. So we're already building winning decks here, like the PD remix we did, right? Step 2, boat. In case you've been around for a while, and you know, like, boat, wait a second, do you mean like it's on the boat, it's still coming from the warehouses somewhere? No, this is the new boat in the house, the one and only Endurance. And I think this is, well, there used to be friends in high places with boats on them, but these boats were scary and they're banned anyway. But this is the sweet, sweet, sweet toolbox that actually swims fresh off the boat, indeed, JK. It costs you a hefty 8 credits, like, seriously. But then again, 2 memory, so 2 MU is sweet. And then 3 power counters, and then it's just a boomerang. It's a boat meringue. It's a boat made of meringue, so it's a boomerang. It's a boomerang on a boat. It's a boaty McBoatface McBoomerang, which is for shapers. 2 hosted power counters break up to 2 subroutines. Nobody cares about the strength of the ice. Nobody cares about anything on the ice. This is at 8 credits to buy, or to install, sorry, because you can break anything with it. Anything that has a subroutine on it. Like, it doesn't even say break 2 subroutines on a piece of ice. So if there's, I'm kidding, I'm not scooping here, I'm not spoiling here, nothing of that sort. But if there's ever a card in Netrunner that says, if there's an asset with a subroutine on it, this can break it. There won't be any assets with subroutines, don't listen to me, okay? This was a joke. But anyway, this just breaks it. I mean, it is an icebreaker. So, I mean, it's not an icebreaker. Actually, it's a vehicle. But it's a literal icebreaker. So if you bring it to a library, it's even scarier because it's a literal icebreaker, and then nothing about ice is safe. I mean, vanilla ice. When we were testing, I remember folks at Nisei saying that they were testing the cards and they showed this card to Vanilla Ice, and he just said, I mean, he just left the room, basically, when he saw Endurance. So, just saying this. But anyway, so you load the boat. You get into servers for free while getting turtle counters. Free, and I mean, this is the fun part. And this is what I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience. People who write those decks up, they know exactly how things work. They tested them, most of the time. Never read my write-ups. They're terrible, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway. You kind of expect them to know what they're doing, and yeah, you're reading the write-ups, and you're like, yeah, this is the thing. And then they say things, you can get into servers for free while getting turtle counters. Yeah, but what if the core has like too much ice? No, of course I'm kidding. I mean, we're hoping to get the boat on the table. We're hoping to get the boat on the table fast enough. It is a hefty 8 credits, but then again, you do have some money here. I mean, look at this, I am money. And look at, well, I'm money too. And you have Rozeki, so go. Actually, I'm thinking with the boat. And I know that there's rigging up and whatnot, but rigging up doesn't actually work here. But I'm just thinking. Oh, does rigging up work? Yeah, it probably does. Never mind, sorry, don't listen to me. Does rigging up work here? Wait a second. Why is rigging up not in this deck? Huh? I mean, no, okay, I'm kidding. But anyway, so, by the way, I really love how rigging up is the shaper version of career fair for criminals. But anyway, you get the boat and you keep running, and we're hoping to get this on the table fast. Rozeki with 2 extra meal, no less. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. You can just have Rozekis for days. So you just get enough money to put the boat on the table. You have Jack Sinclair, which is bonkers good, and the corp has to think about icing archives here, because otherwise you're gonna start the turn but just getting stuff, which is the best feeling in Netrunner if you're the runner. Your turn starts, you're not spending clicks, and you're already getting stuff. This is the best feeling in Netrunner as a runner, for me personally. The other best feeling is running a Maker's Eye and then scoring 3 agendas and winning off R&D turn 2. That happened to me once. But that only happens once. Anyway. But yeah, I do agree, rigging up is a bit too situational, only reworks for both for full value in this deck, indeed. And the charge mechanic, when there are more cards to charge, rigging up, the stock on rig up will probably go up. But for now, it's very particular. So yeah. And this is exactly why I should be looking at deck lists and saying, like, why didn't they add this card? Well, because there's probably an explanation. Plus, you do want to keep your card limit low, or your card size, or deck size, sorry, low, and then you just go for it. And yeah, I love the description here that says, get free charges with Jack Sinclair by pretending you have TTW installed. Yeah. If opponent, TTW by the way is the turning wheel, of course. If the opponent is not playing a deck that scores 7 behind ice, draw into the Shaper Nova Unholy Trinity. So what this says is, if the opponent is not playing a deck that's glaciary, evil, and whatnot, then you can just go for the Clot, Caldera, Misdirection, Annoyance. Clot, everybody knows it. Corp cannot score an agenda during the same turn they install an agenda. It's a virus, so purge it. So get me virus. Misdirection, well, I don't care who you are, and if you're tagging me, I can always remove some tags if it's my turn with some little money. And, well, 2 clicks is a bit hefty, but you don't worry too much. And then, of course, you have Caldera. Caldera is just there to prevent the net or the core damage. And, you know, this is just making sure that you're almost untouchable, because meat damage still exists. But nah, meat damage. You don't care for meat damage because you have misdirection, right? So you're almost always able to stave off the apocalypse and keep going. And then, step 4, we have 6-click turns endgame with Beth. Hello, she's a classic. And Jack, so it's easy to DD, as in deep dive, through anything if you have been caring for Turtle and Boat. So this is the thing, you have to take good care of your turtle. Of course, you have to keep loading those counters. DJ into Steve as a third copy of Clock, Pinhole, and DD, so you have a lot of endgame pressure. And this is the thing, I mean, you have DJ Fenris here to put Steve on the Steve ID from Criminals, of course, on DJ Fenris. Steve Cambridge, I mean he's also Larry Cambridge, John Oxford, and many other names, but he's not a number though, because that's 419. But yeah, this is for the end game pressure. You're just trying to basically deep dive, because that's the cool part, and get those agendas. Our breakers are bad, but we are hoping to not install them because they are in Turtle and Boat. They are for matchups where opponent has loads of ice, and it's at risk of locking you out so you don't lose by default. Yeah, I mean, Unity is not too bad. Gauss is Gauss, but it's cheap. And Echelon is Echelon. It's good. Yeah, no, it's bad. So anyway. Oh, the turtles are endangered, right? Boats are not endangered. This is the tricky part. So yeah. But you can see here that, you know, you have Greg here just writing up a deck, and it makes perfect sense. And then you look at things, you read through, you even, you know, even the cards you don't like. Pinhole Threading, I mean, it makes sense and it's fun and whatnot. I just haven't read much. But yeah, run on a server if successful. Instead of breaching the attack server, access one card in root of another server. If that card is an agenda, you cannot steal or crush it during death. This is a bit tricky, but then again, you can just, you know, you're not supposed to steal agendas. You're supposed to just do stuff on the other server that might be a bit impenetrable for you for some reasons. Turtles have only been returned to busted status with the cyberdeck losses. I mean, this is the thing. Satchworth is on the money here as well. Turtles are coming back, but now from the neutral parts of, hey, I have a CVS, and I have a cyberdeck, woohoo, I make money. We're going back to the, we are Jinteki, we work with viruses 24/7, or actually 25/7 because we have clones, and yeah, we control the situation. We have a virus. Would you like to buy this and just use it? We are, so Nisei is an environmental group on top of making great cards. I have no idea about the environmental impact on Nisei, but very possible, or actually impossible. But it's a nice line. Somebody should pick it up and go with it. Okay, so now let's go into deck lists and let's try and see. Again, we're going to be searching for and we're going to be going for... Oh, we could also do it the other round. Sorry. Factions. We're not looking at Anarchs. We're looking at Criminals and we're looking at Shapers. Oh, actually, we did already see the deck of the week, which is a Shaper. We're going to look at Criminals because I want to see where we're at with the new person in the house who's a talented musician. Where are we? There we go. Nusha Sable Sintashta Symphonic Prodigy. Let's just see what's going on here. And okay, it brings us to the same page. Sorry, people. So what I would usually do is I would look at the ID because IDs are kind of the driving force behind the deck. And they're kind of setting a particular tone for you, of course. And maybe, you know, one tournament you want to be experimental and go for something really wild and just pick an ID you never played and just totally net deck everything, not even like read the description, try to figure things out and so on. But most of the time you're going to be choosing something you like. And here we are, and let's just take a look. There's a deck that was a Netrunner. There's a run every turn, Nusha Theory Crafting, Shishu. Sable seems super fun. Of course, we're gonna dig into this. And I should be, by the way, nobody poked me because I'm a silly person. We're picking the winner here. So, 3, 2, 1, press a button, and Guy Clickhill. There you go. We have a winner. Congratulations. Again, PM me for your details and whatnot. So I can also... You choose between a set of Chiyashis or a set of Afshars. And please do come back for more raffles next time, because I'm going to be saving the Afshars for the raffles on the weekend. There will be some raffles. Anyway. So we're going to be building, or we're going to be tweaking a deck by Shishu. So let's just take a look. And let's take a look at the situation here. And let's see how we can make this into a world-winning deck. Because what happens right now, and of course I'm being silly here and just joking, but you put the deck online, and the deck online gets some traction, right? And people start playing and so on. And then it's no longer secret. People are like, oh yeah, I've seen this, oh yeah, And I'm talking about people who just check Netrunner DB. I'm not talking about the very involved high-tier players that... spend a lot of time thinking about all the different aspects and facets of the game. What did I say? Facets of the game and different approaches and strategies and so on. No, we're talking about people who just are in the game and they're actively enjoying it, but they're not, maybe they don't even have too much time to dig into the particulars. They maybe net deck a lot, or they tweak stuff a bit and so on. But if you put a deck on it, and then there's, for example, people commenting on it, are there comments here? Of course, so people already have seen this. And that's the thing. This becomes a base. This could become a very, very good base for your own decks. And this is what we're going to be doing here. So what we're going to be doing we're going to be copying this into my decks. So instead of going for Anarchs that are not going to win for the third time this year, okay? I'm just telling you. Wrong click. The fourth in a row. Excuse me, did my decks just explode? No, okay. The fourth in a row win for Anarchs is not going to happen at Worlds. I'm not saying I'm going to eat a hat later or something, just making sure the collection is marked the right way. Okay, here we are. So, oh yeah, sorry, we should... Oh, I'm silly. I'm being silly here, sorry. Thanks for being so patient with me. We should first read the write-up and see what's there. So, I feel like most people see me as an Anarch exclusive player, probably because I've had Edward Kim as my Slack avatar for pretty much ever. This is already the player here. They're admitting that they're good at rusing people, even as a runner. And they're just saying, of course I'm going to be playing, Anarchs, but actually Criminals. As much as I love Eddie Kim, Criminals who can run every turn have always been my second love. I mean, isn't this like a rule, Netrunner? Once you start playing a faction, you can never change? No, never mind. My first regional tournament, I played a 10-man Notoriety quest completed deck. Woo! Quest completed. What? Spin cycle. Ah, good old times. Well, anyway. I played Keyhole Andy in the first Nisei Eternal Tournament. Keyhole Andy. Doppelganger is my all-time favorite console, which of course allows you to run twice. And if you ask me which criminal card I want brought back from the deck, it's definitely not the Count Siphon, which is of course Grifter. Anyway, whatever. Who thinks Hoshiko is good anyways? Hoshi who? I think Hoshiko was busy becoming friends with Smoke and turning her like with Smoke's help, becoming a globally known VR game streamer or something. So Hoshiko is kind of getting out of this whole kind of this lonely attitude and becoming kind of a really fancy person, kind of a mix of Kit and Chaos Theory, but as a video star. So basically going to become the next Miranda Rhapsody. Of course I'm kidding, and I'm don't listen to me, and I'm just theory crafting on the lore side here. But yeah, Hoshiko totally kicks ass as a deck. I love playing. I don't like to play Anarch much because it's not my style, but Hoshiko is a deck that, especially the one with the companions, where you just build stuff up, you have the gachapons and so on, it has a certain shaper ring to it, and I'm just like, yeah, this is cool, you're getting stuff, you're doing things, wow! Anyway, back to Nusha Sable Sintashta. So, I would absolutely love to play a runner who can consistently get 6-click turns. What is it with people and 6-click turns? Like, you're just runners, you should have 4 turns, and no money. But anyway, what do you need for a 6-click turn? First, you need Swift, which is a cool thing because you can play a lot of run events and gain clicks for that. 21 events in the deck of 48 cards. Yeah, for sure. Like this will have run events, right? Then we have second, you need to activate Nusha's ability every turn instead of just once where you have the best hand. Third, minimal setup. Okay, so Nusha Sable Sintashta. In case you forgot, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this ability, of course, or the new mechanic, Mark. When your turn begins, identify your mark. If you don't have a mark, a random central server becomes your mark for this turn. So you randomly decide which central server becomes your target, your mark for this turn. And the first time each turn you make a successful run on that particular server, you gain a click. So this is the sweet thing, because 33% you're gonna hit something you really want to hit as a server. And I'm actually wondering if there will be a mark mechanic at some point, because now it's random. Maybe there'll be like, when your turn begins, you only identify between 2 servers, for example. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you that this is gonna happen, and I don't think it will. But the same way we had side games with 012 as options, we could have mark with only 2 out of 3 servers. Then it's a 50-50. Who knows? Anyway, cool ability, definitely new, definitely fun as a flavor thing. I mean, you're also playing a violin, so kick ass, basically. The obvious picks. Doof and Dirty Laundry are staples for run event criminals. Jailbreak can activate your ability 66% of the time, because hey, it's, it's always a cool thing. Security testing, leech, and bankroll don't care about which server your mark is, sorry. So archive runs are still profitable, and Makwa is a Makwa. So there we go again. Turtle, left, right, and center. Yeah. And then 3 versus 2 copies. And this is that the person really wants to talk to you. And Shishu, thank you so much for this. Really wants to talk to you. Really wants to explain things to you when you get a write-up, which is just this big. And it's just, you have a lot of cards here, so you can, you can clearly see what's going on. And this is great to have a write-up, because then you know, for example, what not to choose. And there was a lot of thought going into this. The 3 versus 2 copies. Any seasoned Netrunner player would tell you that if you want to see it in your opening hand, you put 3 of them in your deck. So, what do we have here? And I'm going to be scrolling up so that you can see again. Like Dirty Laundry for sure. Sure Gamble, obviously. Jailbreak, Swift, Boomerang, Daily Casts, Security Testing, the Turtles, Turtle Power, and the Bankrolls. So this is the story here, more or less. What you want to see in your opening hand. Of course, you can always mulligan for it the first time and whatnot. Bankroll is a very sweet card here, because it's a very crim card. Run, It's like a Desperado in a box, in a piggy bank, you could say. But yeah. The only one in here that might not seem standard is Jailbreak. But I feel like that is going to be an absolute bomb to have as Nusha. It's already an amazing tempo card for this kind of runner, but being able to get a free click 2 out of 3 times you use it is wild. Deuces is probably another good choice, but the influence is tight, and I can only play 2 Leech as it is. And yeah, Deuce. I don't know, this is a cool thing here because, you know, it has this expose ability. So whenever you expose a card, Deuces, then again, they do cost you influence. There's an APOC in here, which is nasty. But I can already see a variant of this where you just say, hey, I'm not gonna APOC stuff, I'm just gonna put 3 Deuces instead, drop the APOC, and then maybe cut some other cards. Like, personally, and I know I'm being silly here, but I'm not a big fan of sec testing because it always kind of makes me feel like, yeah, I should be accessing cards. I shouldn't be running for money that much all the time. Then again, it's a, yeah, I mean, Divide and Conquer. What does Divide and Conquer do? Run archives. If successful after breaching archives, breach HQ, then breach R&D. You cannot access cards in the root of HQ and R&D during these breaches. So this is the sweet thing. Why is Divide and Conquer in here? Well, because Apocalypse exists. I mean, this is basically your actually no, sorry, forget about it. Divide and Conquer doesn't trigger 3 successful on. It just triggers successful on archives, and then you do a triple breach. Different story, forget about it. But yeah, it's unexpected in this deck. Well, this is the thing. I mean, Divide and Conquer here, we're gonna get there probably. But I would say it's your other shot at well, first of all, it triggers nicely your mark. Oh no, wait, does your mark trigger? No, the run has to be successful. Again, so we're taking a step back here. No, it doesn't trigger your mark if it's not archives. Why is it here? No, because, well, you're accessing 3 different servers at the same time. And it only costs you 2. It's a red sneak door. In a way, it's a wider sneak door. It's a sneak gate, I would say, because you access other cards. Anyway, going back to the write-off. With 2 of cards, there anything I know I'd want to play at least twice in a game, and it would be nice to have it in an opening hand, but not 100% necessary. So, of course, this is Diversion of Funds, Embezzle, Overclock, Earthrise, and Leech. Sometimes when you have write-ups, and this is of course the author's liberty to do so because they're just being fun and, you know, they're just enjoying their write-up. But Sucker 2.0 is of course a Leech. If you don't know what Sucker 2.0 is, or like Sucker, well, like if you're new to the game and like what is, I mean, I don't see Sucker here. Don't worry, okay? I mean, this part of the write-up you don't have to worry about it. The deck is there. You can always ask a question in the comments if you have no idea what's going on here. But in general, it's if you look for Sucker, probably Data Sucker is gonna pop up. Yeah, so you're gonna pick Data Sucker. Okay, this is the card that sucks. Okay, so you can kind of click it and then see, of course, it's Leech. But Leech sucks. I mean, absolutely sucks. Leech is the suckiest card right now in the whole game. It just sucks so well or badly or whatever. But anyway, so haven't played a lot of Modern Crim, so I'm not sold on Bravado. See, this is the thing, for example. Bravado is a card that... I don't know. It is a run event. It's yeah, you know, for example, I mean, Bravado is only one of... Well, anyway, let's see the write-up. I like Bravado. It's one of the cards in Crim that I'm like, this is a Crim card. It's a Crim card of Crimness. It's just, you know, the Crim of the crop. Whatever they say. But anyway, so where were we? Okay, I'm not sold on Bravado. I am. And Embezzle is a card that just made my brain go, that is still legal? Yeah, Embezzle. Embezzle is 2 off. Okay, so Shishu did put Embezzle in here. This is fun. Sabotage. And this is the funny thing. It's a sabotage that doesn't do sabotage. Then again, it kind of sabotages anyway. So... this is sabotage at home before somebody said sabotage should be a keyword and a mechanic. Run HQ. If successful, instead of reaching HQ, name Asset, Ice, Operation, or Upgrade, then reveal 2 cards from HQ at random. Trash each revealed card that has the name type and gain money for each trash card. It's like, this is, yeah, and I totally agree with Shishui. Is this still legal? It is. It's a lovely card. If you're knowledgeable and you are pretty sure of what type of cards, what subtype of cards your opponent in the corp will have in their hand, this is just so sweet. I mean, you know, if you hit the right card, great. If you hit 2 right cards, the correct cards, even better. You cannot name agenda, but then, that's good to know that they're there. So anything else, you can just trash it. Beautiful. It's like an imp for people who gamble. So hey, criminals, right? Love it. And yeah, and this is the thing, like, I will be changing, I will be using this deck, but I'm gonna be changing this. Seabass saying, it's definitely not better than Bravado, but not many cards are. I mean, that's the thing. Bravado could be a bit boring for some people. It's just you run, you gain money, and then if you pass, you gain even more money, and that's it. Fair enough. But there are some cool things here that could be tweaked. We're gonna be tweaking this in a second. Anyway, breakers. Oh, yeah, sorry, we're steered. Name of the game here is Denial and Disruption. Denial and Disruption could be a big box, right? Creation control and so on. So Denial and Disruption could totally be it. I'd rather see 2 cards and not get any money than just get some money and see 1 card. Fair enough. Excuse me. Overclock is really... no, I need to have a sip of water. Back I am. It's the quirky homebrewers bravado. Yeah. And by the way, I love the username Miso, not you. That's really awesome. So anyway. Overclock is really only for remote plays and it's not as good as Stim Hacks or another 3 of. It doesn't give you that much money. The swing is much smaller and it's not as dramatic and so on. So yeah. Breakers. In order to run at least once every turn, everyone needs to be either net neutral or net positive credit-wise. I was almost going to go with Abanail because of the one-off bypass combined with emergency recursion. Emergency recursion? That is... Oh, HR therapy, yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna... No, okay, you know this. So, Abanail is the one that allows you to bypass code gates just in case, because it gets you in places. And then you have Harmony AR therapy, which allows you to, well, recover stuff in a shaper way. I remembered Amina is a denial card, so that's definitely the better choice. Amina is expensive though, but if you have 7 credits, and as a criminal, chances are you will have it. It is a damn good, really good code gate breaker. Might be a bit expensive, but it makes a lot of cards at 6 strength cry, and it also makes the corp lose money. So yeah. And with a certain Fairchild back in the game. Anyway. Where were we? Here. Your turtle can take... Yeah, so your turtle can take care of gear checks and single sub-eyes while Mackler and Bookhalter make sure you won't go broke against scary eyes. Sucker counters should also help with making runs cheaper. Sucker counters, of course, means leech counters. And now you're kind of starting to see the engine here. The breakers are all criminal because you put your 15 influence into other stuff. There's the APOC, there's the AR therapy, or Harmony AR therapy, sorry. There's the Divide and Conquer for the added spice. And then you have Stargate, which, oh geez, and Leech for the cheaper runs. Because Bookhalter is super efficient and lovely, but Mackler and Amina, well, Amina yes, but Mackler is a bit expensive and then it's not that efficient, especially since it only has strength 2. And it does cost you a lot more than you would like it to. So yeah. Okie dokie. Influence. And here the fun part is because we're going to see why certain cards made into here. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a classic Denial Disruption deck. Not big money deck, one run game deck, nor is it some kind of a blue big rig. And it's also lovely when people just, you know, they just go like, oh, we don't want this card, we don't want this card, we don't want this card. We're not putting this. this is not about Find the Truth or Spy Cam or Deep Dive. Or yeah, you could say, yeah, Deep Dive, such a good card. Yeah, but it's 5 influence and so on and so forth. This is a deck whose sole purpose, and this is a very important thing when deck building, is to prevent the Corp from winning by denying them money and disrupting their game plan. So just saying, yeah, you're gonna keep playing, but you're gonna be super poor, and I will not let you have the cards you want because I have Stargate and so on and so forth. APOC. This basically resets the board. Much easier to pull off when you've got an extra click somewhere in the middle to deal with the Corp shenanigans. Plus, it's a hard counter to the new NBN ID, who I suspect will be doing some never advanced nonsense. So the new NBN ID, Pravdivas Consulting. Yep. Divide and Conquer. Early turns where your mark is archives don't have to be 0 access turns. This is so sweet. Like a really, this is like a, yeah, this is a spicy include. I mean, Korbeck already in the chat was like, what is this card doing here? And yeah, totally. Levy 2.0, which is Harmony AR Therapy, of course. Recursion for your one-off, since SOT is Rotato. Same old thing. Jeez. This card has been Rotato for quite a while. Or it hasn't actually been... No, sorry, I'm kidding. But it hasn't been really played by anyone because Steve exists, right? 5 cards is a lot for Crim. Indeed, that is a big pack. Stargate, best R&D disruption in the game right now. Agreed. The no shuffle is still a big deal for this kind of deck. Yeah, the Corp just doesn't shuffle because you only can use it once per turn. But still, it is damn efficient. Leech, no good reason not to play it. I don't know. Have you thought about our Lord and Savior Rozeki? No, I'm kidding. I mean, Leech is here to make your runs economical. And with the likes of Amina and Mackler and Buckhalter, it's going to make you bank. Or it's going to save you money. And Aumakua will love a fat leech, you know, like a lot of leeches, engorged leech with a lot of virus counters on it can power an Aumakua quite nicely. But, and this is the funny thing, I mean, you're running into this risk of, okay, if the Corp just sees like you're doing this and this and that, if they have some sort of virus defense, and probably they will, or they're just going to purge. They might be purging. But this is slowing them down, of course. And important to note, Shishu, of course, went the full Crim, which is boomerangs left, right, and center. Because you do want to put a lot of pressure. And I believe there was an inside job in here as well. So yes, sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. So anyway. Again, it would be nice if this deck had deuces, so deuces wild, but the only card I really want to cut is Harmony HR, but that would mean I can only play APOC and DC once per game. With PE coming back, access to recursion is going to be super important. Very important point with the rotation and so on. Misonadu saying no coffee. You mean I'm not drinking coffee or there's no coffee in the deck? Well, anyway. PE is coming back. And this is the fun part. Yeah, there is a mega core that can knock random cards out of your hand. And then, if you're a criminal, and this is the thing with criminals. I don't know, when was the last time I saw a criminal deck that had more than one of any other icebreaker than Aumakua? I don't know. What is wrong with this approach? I don't know. Ah, sorry, you mean the deck. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. That's where we're going to be. Sorry. Chesve, that's how you say it. It's a bit late and I didn't have my coffee and I had my coffee light years away from here years ago that were not with light because it's dark anyway. So yeah, I definitely will be thinking about putting Chesve in here. But anyway. Yeah, P is a thing. Cards I couldn't fit. Okay, so there might be an interesting explanation here. Legwork, Deep Dive, and Kishik are all great run events, but not really what I'm looking for. Again, great to see people just telling you, hey, I know these cards exist. I know you're saying, hey, why not this, why not that? But that's not what my point here is, or that this is not what I was going for when I was building this deck, because I'm focusing more on this approach. So I really love write-ups like this. Very good. Like, it's awesome to see things like this. I could potentially swap Stargate for Conduit. Conduit is 4 dots, Stargate is 4 dots, but I have to cut the second leech. Oh, sorry, actually, so yeah, Stargate is 1 dot less than Conduit. Okay. Then I could probably use some more draw. Blueberry Diesel. I prefer Third Earthrise, or a click is option that works like Masanori. Hey, Masanori spin cycle. Good times. Mystic Miami, not enough influence. There you go. So All the write-ups usually tell you why this deck has some cards, doesn't have other cards. Of course, you cannot really go through every single card in the game and just go like, oh yeah, and I didn't include this because, or yeah, I didn't include that because, or yeah, you know, it just doesn't work. But yeah, potential problems. The big one is that it's 48 cards instead of 45, but I'll probably figure out what to cut once I actually play it, find time to play it. So this is another great thing. This was theory crafted, and the author of the deck definitely put it in there. And yeah, so we're gonna be theory crafting a theory crafted deck. That's fun. The second concern is a Mew, but the only good option right now, as of this write-up, is the T400 Memory Diamond, cheap and neutral. Hopefully Swift's +1 will be enough. I don't think I'll be installing Stargate every game, and there's some games where Turtle and Suckers is only need to win. Very true. The third would be Meat Net Damage Protection, but those threats, and you have them listed here, haven't stopped me from running every turn before. I'd rather not preemptively decide on Silver Bullets. So Citadel and No One Home. No One Home is sweet though. Like it's really good for you. Because yeah, I mean, you know. Well, anyway. Conclusion. I'm still kind of sad to see my boy leaving Standard. My boy here being Edward Kim. But I haven't been excited about the criminal ID since I saw that big old number 17 on Ken Tenma. Is this a tier 1 deck? Probably not in the current state. We're gonna change that. But I'm sure some of the more general, okay, that's a word in the NYC meta and beyond, will figure out how to properly exploit this ID's tempo boost into something with a ridiculously named deck. What's the ridiculously named deck? Hyperdriver False Echo Keyhole. Okay. I think that's it. I just love the building out. And this is the fun part. Exactly. We're not gonna go into the comments here. So, I already put this into my stuff. We're gonna theory craft this theory crafted deck. Yay! Are you ready to talk about throwing stuff around and whatnot? And again, remember, folks, we are building a world's winning deck. Okay? Just saying. And we're building it with the cards we have right now, with the knowledge we have right now. Just gonna check collection one more time. Yeah, the mom is bad and the order is all chaotic, so we're back in here. And let's put the scalpel to this baby. So you already... Okay, yeah. So, Miso, not you. That sounds like a cousin of Jar Jar Binks in a way. Anyway, Chesve. When you install this card, put credits on it and how do you call these things again? The recurring credits. There we go. It's really late here, huh? And then you can spend hosted credits during runs on central servers. And this is a really cool. It's a really cool synergy with the breakers we have, because Amina, she needs two. Bookhalter is the cheapest, the most efficient one of the pack, but Makler also needs two to do stuff. So Chesve is like a duh. It does have a bit of a problem. Let's just look it up again. It does have a bit of a problem in the form of being a program that eats MU up, and this is probably why it's not in this deck. Because let's take a look at the MU. We start with 4. We have a Swift that gives us +1, and this was mentioned by the author of the deck, by Shishu, that yeah, the only cheap memory option that was available, the T400 Diamond. We cannot really think about the ZMZM or the DZMZ optimizer because it's a shaper card. It costs us influence. So yeah, if we drop the leeches, I mean, you know, this is... I don't know, maybe the bankrolls are not the best option here, but then again, they do make you bank, and this is all about getting the runs in, right? And the beautiful thing about bankrolls is that they are all trashable. So you can, for example, take all the credits on your turn. So this is really great protection against something's happening, or... You know, the court fires a trace, you have no money, but then, you know, I mean, you are expecting a trace, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm actually gonna get the money rolling from the bank. Well, anyway. But what could we be changing here? Nusha is gonna be identifying the mark whatsoever. The APOC here, I don't know, like you have to... It is 3 dots, and this is the thing. What I'm thinking about, I mean, this deck completely is interesting and makes sense put together this way. I'm just thinking, could we Nusha away some things here and just build it slightly different? I love the divide and conquer, but build this slightly differently. APOC. APOC is a very good plan for horizontal decks, is a very good plan for remote, like, you know, this one scary remote with glacier approaches, so like, you know, all the likes of Ginger City grids and so on. So it is a tool to heal your wounded soul if you're just running and running and running and you're like, I'm paying too much, and then you just reset the board. It's 3 dots. This is the thing. And by the way, as a reminder again, we're theory crafting over a theory crafted deck. So just to make sure if we can make this into a, you know, 2022 Worlds winning deck, unless you pilot it, in which case your results may vary. Remember that. I don't know, thinking, Kat, please help me out in cutting things here. Events, like this is not even a run event, so you know, Swift doesn't help. I mean, I'm being funny here, and this is not the point. But I would rather doof the corp into obedience than APOC. I don't know if that divide and conquer is worth the influence. It's 4 dots. I mean, this is the tricky part. Yeah, I love the effect, but agreed. The 4 influence we could maybe put into more speed because. Yeah, okay, so let's just drop it. I mean, let's, you know, I would even drop the APOC. We know it exists, but I would just drop it. We're trying to go down to 45 cards and drop the influence on stuff that we think could be more impactful if the game goes on longer, maybe? Because that's the thing, APOC in a fast advanced deck doesn't do anything. Like, it's... Fast advanced decks don't care. Fast advanced decks, if you want to stop them, you go, hey, I'm gonna doof you. So we're just gonna drop a 3rd one. We have the dots for the one and only Juices Wild. I'm just dropping, and then this is provisional. We're gonna be switching things around, don't worry. Embezzles, this is cool. I really like the embezzles because they're like the sabotage mechanic without the sabotage keyword on it. And you will see information with extra access anyway because you reveal the cards. You could make money. I kind of like embezzles here. But yeah, chat, what do you think, like, what do you think we should be doing with the event package here? We do definitely want events because Swift is a thing here. Unless we decide to change Swift up for something else. Let's take a look at the gear that our lovely Crims have. We have Virtuoso. I mean, would Virtuoso help us? It only has +1, of course. So, it's not that good for what we're thinking about. Panweave, another Nusha card. This could go into the denial plan. We could just go full credit denial here, right? We could just say, hey, Panweave, doof, use the embezzles to trash their operations, all that stuff, you know, just to make sure they don't, or assets or what have you, but that they don't have the money. Yeah, well, sorry, this is not going to work because we don't have any stealth, and I don't think we're going to be using any stealth. I'm just looking for Maui. No, that's not the good first masterwork. Masterwork has this beautiful thing with boomerangs. I mean, I like that. It's basically, you know, saving you time. And it kind of catches the corp off guard, maybe. Because they're like, oh, you're running. You have no, oh, you have a boomerang. Didn't think of that. But, well, anyway. And it does give you draw. And it's cheap. But then again, Swift gives you a click. But then again, if we don't have... this is the fun part. If we don't have APOC, the extra click... Do we really need it for anything else? Like, probably not really, right? We don't have any cards with effects that would require extra clicks. to spend or to invest in them. And of course, we're just flipping around here. Oh, speaking of flipping around here, flip switch. No, we're not Geist. Sorry, I was going to say Ghost. Docklands Pass, not crucial. Oh no. Penny Shaver is an option, but then again we have bankrolls. But if we put Penny Shaver, and I know Swift is there to gain us the clicks, and that is always a good thing because those clicks, they give us everything. They boost us the turtles and whatnot. But if we're running Swift, I consider Deep Dive. Otherwise, I don't see the point that much of Penny Shaver. But yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the thing. I'm thinking about cutting Swift, and then maybe adding Penny Shavers instead, and I'm putting 3 in just in case. But because this becomes a bankroll, and then we can just forget about the bankrolls, which makes it lighter on MU. Now we have this set plus 1 for, well, Stargate is to MU, so this is still a bit tight, and this is the part where I like to balance the rig out a bit more, make sure we're like you can run full steam on what you have, and you don't have to, for example, worry about programs that you have too many of and so on. And right now we're a bit short maybe on the program side, but if you're running into SDS or anything else, you can trash the leech, for example, no problem to get stuff. Stargate is more of a punishment thing if R&D is not protected well enough, and it's a good disruption thing. And again, try thinking about it this way. Shishu, the art of this deck, said that deck is all about disruption, and it was built with a particular purpose in mind. We're forgetting that purpose. I'm trying to tweak it in a personal way, in a way, but I'm also listening to your feedback on the stream just to see if we can theorycrafted deck a bit into a different shape, and we'll see if we can do something with it. So Penny Shavers are taking the bank rolls. What else is in here? Since we're not playing Swift now, we could be a bit cheekier on the events. Dirty laundries, diversion of funds, embezzles. A lot of aggression. Inside jobs, never a bad thing. Especially if you're playing turtles and whatnot. Would we be replacing the bankrolls with Chesve? I mean, that's the thing, because right now we're still paying for a lot of breaker action here that's not cheap for us, and Chesve would probably be interesting. Miso Not You said Deep Dive. I mean, that's a thing, but Deep Dive, did we get 1 off? It's 5 influence. I mean, that's the thing. Deep Dive is a good finisher card. It's a great finisher card. But then we'll have to cut something else. So welcome to Netrunner 101. I don't know what to cut, which is always fun. And you could see that the original deck is on 48 cards. We're on 48 cards. We're over the influence. We're of course. I mean, just as well. Do we cut this then? Like 1 just as well. Okay, let's just theoretically cut it down. So we're okay. And we have a Deep Dive, which could be a good finisher, but then we definitely need to go down to 45 cards. Because finding 1 in 47, not that easy. We do have draw, which is not too bad, but I mean, there's the classic one-off. Earthrise is there, yeah, but this is the part where I always go like, oh yeah, but you could always get, you could always try and get discounts on the stuff you install with, of course, your career fairs and whatnot, but that's not the point. Probably don't need 3 Penny Shavers. Good point. We're going down to 2 then. Oops, I just totally cut everything else off. Is harmony too slow? I don't know what other options we have for recursion. Okay, about the speed of harmony, you have to pay 2 and then search your heap for up to 5 cards with different names. Shuffle those cards into your stack. Remove this card from the game instead of trashing it. And this is the thing, you shuffle the cards back into your stack, so if you have a lot of different cards in the stack still, this card loses its value, like definitely decreases in value, or the value of playing this card is significantly, or becomes significantly lower with additional cards you have already in your stack. Then again, if you're going to the end of your deck and you really need those 5 cards, it's much easier to get them. We could try labor rights, but labor rights, if I remember correctly, is rather... No, it's 2 dots, but it trashes your cards, and this is the pay. We cannot really risk, yeah. I mean, on the influence side, it could be okay, but... Oh. Also, what do we want to recur? We definitely want to make sure that we have an option for some program recursion just in case. And criminals are famously bad for recursion of stuff because they'd rather just steal money to get a new one, right? That's what I'm saying, like, not having 2 off for breakers is a bit of a risk always when you play criminal, but when you play criminal, of course, you're going to be on the edge. Because edge is where the fun is. Other recursion options. I'm looking at events right now, and I'm not even looking at influence stuff from other factions. Oh no, sorry, that was nope. I don't know. Wondering what we could cut here, wondering what we could add here. It's very late here. It's past midnight, I believe, right? Yeah, it is. So my brain is definitely slowing down here. I'm sorry if I'm a bit too quiet for you or too slow, but yeah, it's just looking at a heap of cards and saying, what else do we do here? I'm just thinking, if we have so much money here already in a way, if you look at it, there's... I don't know, should we be dropping the overclocks maybe? And upping the bravados. -2 embezzle, +1 bravado. That's... I kind of like embezzle because it gives you... The thing is, we don't have any... The only multi-axes we have, if any, is basically the deep dive right now. And the embezzles that are... Well, okay, they're not axes, but you see cards. But okay, oh, sorry, we also have jailbreaks. Excuse me, I take that back. Yeah, we do have jail. Okay, so let's drop the embezzles. 2 more bravados, or maybe just 1, because we're getting to the sweet spot of 45. Should we drop 1 dirty laundry then instead? I don't know. Bravado is more expensive though. Dupes we're sticking to 3 because dupes are dupes. I was even thinking like, how do we get Steve in here? Because we do have a lot of events, and Steve here would be just so good. There's always something for us to choose with Steve. Yeah, let's put extra bravados in there. So let's just look at DJ Fenris. What was DJ tricky for? Gmod, oh sorry, the faction of identity, whatever. I forgot we're criminals. Any other cool Gmods we could? No, not really. Why am I even thinking about DJ Fenris? Forget about it. Okay. Basically, once you play Steve and you're like, Steve is so cool, you want to put Steve into everything, that's it. So, you know, you don't really read the small print. You're like, of course I want to invite Steve to my party. And like, yeah, but, you know, they went to school together with Nyusha, so they don't like each other.
Cut a security. Yeah, they don't stack. Why is security testing even in here? This is the card I'm not saying it's not good for me, not because it's mechanically bad. It's just I always forget to trigger it, and I like to access stuff. I'm gonna cut them all because I'm just evil like this, and I would up the ante on recursion is a sweet thing to have, but we have such few options here. We could think about some defenses, maybe. Like a copy of No One Home? I don't know. I don't know, maybe that's a bit too reactive in a way, like we're supposed to. Earthrise are inside job, yeah, I mean. Okay. So let's see the draw. We have the deuces, which is an option for draw if we really need to. It does power the turtles though, so that's also a good thing for us if we do the expose and run. Then we have, for the draw, we have the jailbreaks theoretically. And then we have the Earthrise and the Class Act. So yeah, probably getting... That's my question to you. Between Earthrise Hotel, which gives you guaranteed 6 cards, and the Class Act, which gives you 4 cards, but then it gives you the filtering, and it gives you the 4 cards in one go. What would you prefer? I mean, they're both priced at 4, right? Inside job is sweet, not gonna lie. Maybe go 2 and 2 on the Earthrise Class Act. It's always kind of nice to have 2 Class Acts because they do defend you from, from evil corpse trying to take your hand away. Dum 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 dum. Take my heart. Hand away. Anyway. And again, this doesn't look as solid or as well thought through or as well described as the deck put together, of course, by Shishu. But I'm just wondering, would you play this? Or would you just say, what is this even doing here? Like, what? I have a bit of a worry about the Penny Shaver 1MU. So we have 5 tops, and then we're basically going 3 breakers plus turtle, or 2 breakers plus turtle, or technically if we're good and lucky, which isn't Amakua and Bookhalter, the Amina is more of a it's more of a expensive but annoying add-on that makes things much harder for the corp on some fronts. So okay, let's say we have 2 MU left, so then we have 2 or... Okay, it could be 2 or 3, I mean, definitely. But the bankrolls then, it was good that we got rid of the bankrolls because they just don't... They don't fit in a way on the rig. The Leech is not a bad card, but... Wondering. What other options do we have? Well, no, I mean, not that many, basically. Leech is what it is, and it does what it does, and it's a good synergy with Aumakua and with the runs with the Dirty Laundry on Open Archives and so on. Stargate is a good card to disrupt things. Also, the fun thing about Stargate and Deep Dive is that they kinda synergize. Because with Stargate you see 3 cards, court doesn't, it doesn't, they don't shuffle. We already have an idea. But I'm not sure. I mean, well, Stargate is a very good card. Does it fit here? I guess it fits in any deck it's in, almost, because it could always be useful. Which makes Purges more attractive, though with Turtle Chesve is maybe better, but I don't know. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, Chesve kind of plays in nicer, and it saves us. Yeah, let's, I mean, you know, we're trying to make a world's winning deck with, whoops. It's late, and I'm typing, not looking at the keyboard and touching keys in a way that I'm not. I mean, the beautiful thing about Chesve is that it doesn't cost us influence. So, now we have 2 extra influence, so we could actually up the deuces to 30, I guess. Although this is just me rounding stuff up, because if we could go the other way around. We could drop the deuces, go to 4 influence, and then, I don't know. Get a diesel instead? Not sure. Well, yeah, I'm just thinking about cards instead of looking at cards. What else do we have in there? Not really useful for us. Should we add... Are we even... Is this... Yeah, is this deck even thinking about running remotes? Much. How do we fare against, you know... Like, let's see. Light the Fire was 2 dots. So we could drop a copy in here. If you think it makes sense. I mean, Light the Fire does have an effect. It does cost score damage. It could be a bit tricky. But still. But do we really want to run remotes? This is the question. We're kind of center heavy. I don't know, like central server heavy. But then again, we do want to get into servers and yeah. Then again, with Doof, we're gonna keep the core poor, hopefully, or at least under control. We could just go the other way around, of course, and drop the Chesves and just drop Rozekis in there because we're criminals, and which criminal doesn't play Rozeki? But that beats MUs. Well, the same way Chesve does, of course. Yeah, the beauty of picking stuff from between so many different options. And let's be honest, Chesve only works on central servers, so we're kind of giving up on the remotes. We're trying to pressure the central servers and make the corp defend their central servers so that we can get into the remotes with the buffed up turtle and with the support of Buckhalter if necessary, and inside jobs and so on and so forth. And boomerangs are a thing always. But maybe this is actually good. I don't know. Like this could fly, I guess. The lack of multi-access. I know jailbreaks. I know we have deep dive. I know. But the lack of multi-access is always a bit tricky. We can cut the harmony and just run another deep dive. Okay, so Misono Dew, definitely that's an option. But what if we're playing against PE and then we just lose our one-off? I know we have turtles, I know, but a bit risky. I probably would rather cut the 2 deuces and run another deep dive. Maybe. Then again, deuces is cool for Aumakua. But if we drop this, we don't really lose that much, and We do get a deep dive, which could mean a lot in a 45 card deck. Okay, let's do this. Let's drop this. Let's add one extra. Whoops. Oh shoot, we're actually... Oh crap, I forgot this is only 2 and I thought we had... Oh, never mind. We need one more dot, so we are dropping this Harmony Aeotherapy. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And there's really no recursion. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to think with my very tired brain, but is there... Oh, yeah, Apex card's definitely gonna help us, huh? Let's just drop all the stuff in here. And I just think about the things we see. Oh, actually... No, okay, sorry. Kidding. Looking at stuff. Is there anything that would help us here? I don't think so. Like, that's sometimes how I look at cards. I don't even do a search for their abilities. I'm just looking at the tiles and trying to remember what they do. District 99 was not about recursion, or was it? Oh. A program or a piece of hardware is trashed. Program or piece of hardware is trashed. Well, that could be boomerangs, but that doesn't... No, that's Simul chip. Oh, I mean, there you go. It's cheaper. We could get a Simul chip. Then if we drop the Harmony, we can get 2 deep dives. Voila, and then we're 1 card short. Sorry, but that's not... I mean, this was a very good call here. Simul chip is definitely in, and we could just use it as a one-off, just to, you know, recur that one thing we really needed. Hopefully we don't lose the Simul chip. Okay, so what last card would we be adding somewhere here? I guess we could just up the, I don't know, the mutual favor to find things faster if we really needed to. Then again, we're going faster already here with... Hopefully, I mean, let's take a quick look. Random draw. Yeah, well, I mean... I guess we have, you know, 11, 22 to 31. Good night, Pablo. Thank you so much. Good luck with your non-red worlds winning deck. Yeah, obviously. I mean, Anarchs. They probably will win worlds anyway, but I don't believe that. Criminals for the win. Or Shapers. Shapers are nice. But yeah, if we were to drop 1 extra card here, sorry, drop as in add, we don't have any. We don't have any. Whoops, did I click it the wrong way? Of course I did. Stop with the nonsense, click the right colors, sorry. There we go. We don't have any influence to spare, but we can just drop something cool in here. I guess 1 no one home wouldn't hurt. Or Caldera, no? I mean, no, Caldera is expensive. Whoops, what am I even typing here? No one home. Like, we don't really have that much tag protection, and no one home would be... I know the classic kind of protects us, but no one home is kind of a bit better. And it's a one-off, and it's a I know it's a silver bullet. I'm sorry if the werewolves and the vampires react to silver bullets. No, they don't. So I'm sorry if the werewolves and the room are like, what is this? Yeah. There are other cards, of course. Yeah, well, Cat's Cradle, not so much. Carpe Diem. I guess we have something of a deck here. I know it will be very bad on the remotes, but then again, with double deep dive, That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for running fast, running light, running aggressively. Hey, we're criminals. Getting the money in, getting the money out of the corp banks. Draco is very hot right now, so attack protection seems good. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We're criminals, so we're gonna keep running a lot. And corps are evil. And I think this particular deck will definitely need a bit more luck. Because it could be a bit wobbly on the sides, like a boat, but we're not shapers. But then again, if you do get the money running here, and if you do get the Amakwa sped up, as in ready to roll on slightly bigger servers, and the corp doesn't have the means or the time to burn your virus counters, to trash them, to purge them. What am I even talking about? I should be heading to bed. Then yeah, you could be pressuring the centrals quite a lot, and basically the deep dive here would be the winning thing, because you just find 2 agendas, and hopefully that's gonna bring you up to 7, and you have to keep the corp poor. I think from the disruption plan that the original deck had, so Shishu definitely wrote up a very interesting 48 card deck that had rather different options. I mean, you can see in the history what we removed, and there's a lot of wobbling around here, right? But yeah, there were divide and conquers and apocalypses and whatnot, and bankrolls for the money. But generally the idea was, yeah, with the apocalypse, you definitely stop the corp from doing anything whatsoever. With the other cards that we removed, you try to disrupt. Embezzles were in there for a good reason, and so on and so forth. But now we shifted the gear here a bit, and we just said, hey, we're gonna be pressuring centrals. We're going to be denying credits to the corp more than anything else. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to make sure that we find the agendas before it's too late. So that could work. The last thing I would be worried about here is, I mean, Mackler is pretty expensive. The good news is we have mutual favor. I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, and they are pretty expensive. Then again, we don't have many other options, and the influence is tight. In Criminal, it's always like, I have so many cool things to play, but I really need to use some additional breakers not from me, and then it becomes a bit problematic. But yeah, I think we crafted this a bit, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. I'm going to run every turn Nisha Theory. I'm gonna call it Nisha Theory crafting. Actually, theory crafting. Money every turn. Or actually, no, centrals every turn. It's a cat. It's like Deg, but it's actually a cat. It's centrals almost every turn. You have to come up. The coolest thing you can ever do about deck building is a cool deck name. That kind of wins you eternal fame. Winning worlds, yeah. Well, some people remember, yeah, okay. But a good deck name, that stays with you forever. So anyway, I'm gonna be wrapping up because I am... Oh, did I choose the... What? No. Did I choose the wrong ban list? Yes. Dang. Well, I mean, I hope we're still fine. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Didn't really save my cool name. No. Something happened here. Sorry. Sorry for this, folks. So. Centrals. Almost every turn. Get better at typing. On stream especially. Okay, that's my New Year's resolution. When is the New Year again? In a while, right? Yeah, okay, so there's still time. Okay, I think it's legal. But okay, folks, this was just me having a bit of fun with you. We didn't even get to the start of ruminations because just too much me babbling. But the 2 decks that we made, I hope they were fun to look at, and I'm really sorry for all the slowing down when I was thinking too much and not talking enough, or the other way around. But this is just me trying to get back into the swing of things, especially when it comes to streaming. It's been a while. I haven't done any game commentary in a long time, and I hope I will get the chops back before this weekend, because again, this is just to remind you, this weekend we're coming back with two things. First of all, Lockdown 19. The lockdown is not enough. I hope it is, but well, it's not enough. Basically the almost last regular, the last regular meeting of the lockdown season number 2. For the lockdown fans, you know how it works. For non-lockdown fans, do read the description thoroughly. It is not your average standard tournament. It's a fun event, by the way. It's completely casual. I always do casual things. I don't do serious stuff. I leave that to other people who are more responsible and more serious about things. This is all casual, but it is quite custom. So there's a lot of stuff here, and there's some points and whatnot, but I guarantee you're gonna have fun, and the people you're gonna meet in the rounds are gonna weave some great stories with you, for sure. So this is one thing, and this is the 19th edition of this. And then we have the Startup Game Day, Startup Plus, Game Day 2. So yeah, again, I think the first one, is it even plugged in here? No, it's not. I should be plugging this and fixing this. First of all, I'm going to prove this as well, because I'm just a terrible person. But anyway, the first one happened early this year. There was a lot of time for me not spent on Netrunner and stuff. And this is just your startup with a few small tweaks that are going to make it much spicier, hopefully. And you're able to play with the new cards in both of these events. So Midnight Sun, definitely legit. Just go for it. Think of decks. This is all happening this Sunday, different times for different time zones, but you can figure it out. I am going to be shuffling towards the so-called crash space, also known as my bed, basically. But thank you so much for staying with me for a while, and thanks to everybody on the chat for being a part of this and sharing your ideas and your comments and whatnot. I really enjoy that. If you won anything today on the raffles, and there were 4 raffles, if I'm not mistaken, please send me in a DM or my email if you have it, your details. So what you choose between the Afshars and the Chiashis, and what I'm sending your way, of course, is gonna need a destination, so I will need a place to send it to. I promise not to trace you. Cannot guarantee that the corpse won't, but I won't. And in the meantime, have a great one. Take care, stay safe, and talk to you real soon. It was a pleasure. Ciao.